to everybody's not favorite day of the week, random stream day with Sega Slayer 64. It doesn't have as nice of a tone to it as Sunday Funday does now, does it? We hit 1.5k. Let's go, dude. Let's go. We are good. We've done it. We are halfway to 2k. That's crazy. Obviously, obviously the channel hasn't done as well as it did last month, and that's all because of me. It's not because of the channel. That's because of me. But we have still managed to knock out 500 subscribers in this month alone. So that's insane. You know what I'm saying? We're almost there. We're almost to 2k. We got 500 to go on that halfway mark. You know what I'm saying? On that halfway mark. Yeah, so I'm going to be streaming a little stream today to help celebrate. We're going to be playing Fortnite, you know, everybody's favorite game. So I don't know if I would want to do the general chat or not because, should I or should I not? By the way, if you are not a member, join. I think I will. I'll do it. Whatever. I don't think we're gonna get that many people, but I think I'll do it because. Okay, there we go. I don't think we're gonna get that many people because you know it is a weekday and you know people are at school, work, other types of things like that. So I don't know. We'll do it, but I don't think we're gonna have anyone actually. I don't even know if we're gonna have anyone participate in the actual game today. So you know. You finally went live. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. We hit 1.5k, so I finally went live. Yeah, I did. Again, I don't know. Like I said, I got the general chat open, but I don't know if anyone's gonna join it. It is a weekday, so you know it's not Sunday Fun Day, so you know I don't actually know how it's gonna go down. We'll see. Sorry, but it is there if anybody wants it. You know what I'm saying? It is there. Just gonna wait for the game to open up here. Is it still down? It is. Dear God. Play Xenoverse. I don't have Xenoverse on PC. I have Xenoverse. 4 viewers already. I don't have Xenoverse on PC. I have Xenoverse on Switch. So and I'm not hooking up that capture card. I've got no desire to fool around with that capture card right now. I have zero desire to do so, and so I'm not going to do it. My humble apologies, but I can't be bothered. Papyrus. Papyrus is the greatest thing ever, so like, you know. You playing Fortnite? Battle Pass, I mean. Oh yeah, we are playing Fortnite. We are going to be playing Fortnite, so. We just gotta wait for it to load. Okay, I didn't realize this game took forever to load. Okay, there we go. Oh, Casper's here now. Hello, Casper. How you doing? We hit 1.
Doing well, I suppose.
Good, good, good. We hit 1.5k, so you know, streaming. Gotta make sure I have this off. Okay. Also gotta turn off that copyrighted music because that's never fun.
I have the classic lobby music.
No, you're fine. You can No, you're good. You can do whatever you want. I'm talking about like in terms of I have to mute the music on the licensed audio so I don't get copyrighted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, copyright suck.
Yeah, it does. By the way, I want to apologize to everyone for the lack of uploads this week, other than Mystery Dungeon, because let's just blame Lamotiu because we can. It's all his fault. He poisoned my mind with the amazingness that is Undertale. So that's where I've been all week. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Undertale. I played it once.
It's amazing. I am like, yeah. So
I was not gonna lie.
I remember when Cartoon Network got hacked. That was pretty funny. With the Black Ops 2 thing, yeah, that was cool. Or did it get hacked again recently? Because if Cartoon Network has been hacked again, that is just sad. No, but yeah, Undertale, amazing. It is an amazing game. I honestly wrote it off as cringe my entire life. That and my hatred for RPGs, but like it's a really good game. It is an amazing game.
Yeah, with all those hackings, we might someday get a real Local 58.
Yeah. Oh, wait, Cartoon Network has really been hacked again? That's just sad. How what are they doing over there? Like, I can't believe they got hacked again. What did they air this time? Last time it was Black Ops 2, but what did they air this time? Anything that takes Teen Titans Go off the air. I guess that's a win-win, right? Oh, it was a meme they put on this time. The Annie Man thing? Am I out of the loop? I think I'm out of the loop because I don't know what you're talking about. I'm 100% out of the loop with what you're talking about. I gotta stay up to par with meme culture. If I haven't loaded in yet, I apologize, Casper, but it's always like the first game. Okay, there we go. No, I'm in. I don't know what it is about the first game with Fortnite, but it's always like that first game that's just... Oh my god. Okay, I've heard enough. Well, we might as well just drop here since we're almost there anyway, right? I was kind of torn on if I was gonna do this stream or not, because weekdays are, especially like early weekdays, because I know everyone is you got people at school or work or whatever, and I was like, but 1.5K, you only get that once in your lifetime, so I was like, okay, might as well do it. We actually just hit it, I believe, and I don't want to say an hour ago, because I could be wrong. It could be sooner than that. It could be earlier than that, but we definitely hit it today, for sure, so. And again, I know the month hasn't been, what last month was. Well, as it stands, we've only gained 500 subscribers this month, but that is 100% due to me and nothing else. Like, it's not the fact that shorts have stopped growing me. It's because I just stopped uploading them because I was worried about, like I said, I've talked about this before, but trying to actually turn. What? Okay, that scared me. I should have been dead.
I have a shield barrel just in case.
Okay. I should have been dead, but I killed that guy. But not before he killed that other guy. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Right behind you. I think those other guys are over there. So Casper, you gotta stop moving. Stop moving. No, no. But I think those other guys are over there, so we should be fine. He really thought he was smart too. Did he have... I don't have any. He didn't have any more hills, so.
Okay, I'll just use a med kit and I'll join you.
Okay, because there's some minis up here, or some, mini shield potions if you need them. You stayed home for my stream? How did you even know I was going to stream? I know you have to comment the other day saying you better stream today, and I'm like, what? I'm not gonna stream every day, but like, how did you know I was gonna? No, that's not the reason you stayed home. There's no way. There is no way you stayed home for my stream because you couldn't have even anticipated that I was going to stream. In fact, like I said, the only reason I decided to stream was because we hit 1.5k. And I didn't know if it was going to be a no commentary. It almost ended up being a no commentary stream, but I was like, you know what, whatever, I don't have anything better to do. I might as well hop on. And then I almost didn't bother with the Discord thing because it was like, okay, well, there's really going to be no one to do it. But I figured, whatever, what the heck, might as well. Speaking of, I'm actually getting really close to holding server elections pretty soon. Either sometime, I want to say sometime next week or this weekend, I'll probably create a channel for people to, lay out their campaigns and get people to start supporting them. Elections shouldn't last longer than a week, though. That's the way I think of it, so... all the people who... Oh, there's someone here. Got them both. Wow. Those guys... Oh, he almost got me, but I got them both. That was great. I want to give everyone, elections aren't going to last longer than a week, but I want to give everyone in the server a chance, whoever is going to participate, a chance to lay out their campaign, talk about all the good stuff they're going to do for the server as manager, so that's why I'm announcing it now instead of the day it happens. But the day, whenever you see me create a channel, I think I'm going to probably create the channel Friday. No, well, tomorrow. I'll probably, I'll probably make it today after I stream. And you can, everyone who is interested in becoming the new server manager can, start campaigning in there for support. And also, announce their official candidacy. Wait. There's someone over here with the flag, but are you okay over there, Casper? Because there's someone right here
Yeah, I'm okay. I just killed one guy.
Oh, no, that's a rift. Never mind, that was a rift opening up. I didn't know what that was. Yeah, but that's how it's gonna work. That's how it's gonna work. So whoever wants to be a candidate and announce their support for, I want it to be cool, almost like an official election. You know what I'm saying? So, and since I am the server owner and sort of the king, everyone, I'll back whoever the quote-unquote prime minister is going to be, right? Whoever I think has the best campaign will receive my official backing, which will probably help boost their votes even more. So, whoever writes their campaign, make sure you make it appeal to me. This is like a military dictatorship. Which way are we going? Oh, actually, no, I think you want to go back the other way because this is towards the edge of the safe zone. I think me and you make a really great team, so we could probably win this. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully.
Oh, and I'm gonna replace. I don't know if you already read it, but I put a time restriction on how long this stream will last because, only Sunday Fun Days get to go for 5 hours. I've got to think of now. I got to think of a name for streams that aren't Sunday Fun Day. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
Like if you stream on Monday, it could be Monday Not So Fun Day.
yeah. I don't. The thing is, I don't know. I'm so backed up. Like everything, like I am like in terms of time constraints, I am terrible right now. I still have yet to either edit the collab myself or at least ask ASM to edit it for me. So I haven't got around to that yet. I don't know. There you go. You can have. You want that shield potion? I'll take the shotgun. No, which one did I have there? Yeah, I'll take this.
For some reason, mini potions don't work when you have like a 50 shield.
Yeah, because they can only get you to 50 shield. Yeah, that's it. They only take you to 50 shield, and then you from then on you have to use a big one, a big pot, or use chug splashes or one of these. So that's how it works. The chug barrels, unless everyone needs shield though, they are usually best saved because you don't want to, you never know if you're gonna need them in an emergency or whatever. Okay, is that you shooting?
Shooting at us.
Oh, someone else is up there. That's why. They're actually fighting those robots. Okay. Oh, they almost sniped me. It's up to you. You want to engage them or you want to get out of here?
No, I don't want to get headshot with a sniper rifle.
Okay, so let's go then. Let's go. Let's make our entrance from the back. Our exit from the back over here. Yep, but that's the way things are gonna go with the elections, and I wanna have the collaboration video between me and Limochi out on Saturday. No later than Saturday, I promise. Hopefully, maybe, potentially. And then after that, I've got how are we gonna get across this gap? We're gonna have to go down. And then after that, I've got what you call it? I want to make an episode of Bootleg Corner.
I have a boost that lets you open a I have a boost that lets me open a parachute.
I want to make an episode of Bootleg Corner, but with oh yeah, the glider thing. I want to make an episode of Bootleg Corner on this really cool game that I've had on my PC for months now. Like literal months now. I've had it since last year, actually. Believe it or not. Are they chasing? They are chasing. I've had it on my PC since about last year, and I've prepared to make an episode on it that I never got around to making. But I will for sure probably get around to making it this week. Potentially. You gotta take everything with me with a grain of salt, right? So I don't actually know. Hopefully this week I'm finally gonna get around to making that. I don't see those guys. I've got so apparently Sonic Mania Plus is turning out to be real. I mean, not Sonic Mania Plus, Sonic Origins Plus. There we go. It's turned out to be real. Thank you. It's turned out to be real. So I'm going to
the regular Origins sucked already.
No, I don't think. Well, the thing is, I don't think this one is gonna suck. I don't think it's actually gonna suck. I am hoping that it's actually really good, and as long as it's not $60. The addition of the 12 Game Gear games and a playable Amy actually makes it worth the amount of money the original Sonic Origins cost. And I'd buy it. I'd actually buy this one as long as they don't change the price, or, if they don't change the price, I'll buy it. That's the way I see it. If they do change the price and try to make it $60 for 12 freaking Game Gear games, well then screw you. I'm not buying it, and I'll make one more. Oh, there's a guy right there.
Hopefully the Denuvo can keep up with Sonic's speed.
And then, I really want to get this guy. Please stop moving for like 3 seconds. Oh, dang it. Now he's gonna, I missed him. No, I didn't. I missed him. And now he knows I'm here. Yup, there he is. Got him. He's one tap. He's one hit. Yeah, you can. Got him. Okay, that was nice.
Nice, good job.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll buy it as long as they don't try to increase the price. Then it'll be worth it. With 12 Game Gear, there's another guy right there. Got him. Let's run. Let's run. Because his friend is going to revive him. So we can catch him off guard quickly.
Too bad that the other guy didn't have any slap juice.
He did. This guy did. I think he got him.
I still remember the round when I
got him. Let's go. That's perfect. I can't believe I actually got him. I can't believe I actually sniped him from that far away. GG to those guys. Yeah, but as long as it's the same price, I'll buy it. That's my stance on the game right now. It's because again, 12 Game Gear games plus the Genesis games you already get and a new playable character. It is, you gotta admit, for $40 though, that is a good deal. My main concern with the original Sonic Origins was that I felt like it was.
Hopefully, we might get Knuckles and Sonic CD.
Yeah, for my original concern for the original Sonic Origins was just it felt like I was being cheated. You know what I'm saying? There's a guy right there. It felt like I was being cheated out of my money and getting almost nothing. Got him. The other guy ran inside the building right there. Got him. Oh, that was perfect. Watch his friend. His friend is right here behind us.
Behind you.
I know. We gotta run now because the storm's coming. Ooh, dude, we are just killing it, Casper.
I'm taking a motorbike. My stamina's out.
I might have to take it. No, I need my
Hop
sword. On. No, I think I can make it with the sword as long as I. There you go. I think I am 90% sure. Yeah, I should be good with the sword. Yeah, but I don't know. Are you gonna buy it? Are you planning to buy it? I am. Potentially. I'm the only one here right now. I know you're the only one here. It's fine. Thank you for supporting me, HyperZeo. I still can't believe my YouTube channel has come this far, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't, you know, feel like I don't want to say it doesn't feel like I deserve all this, but it doesn't, because I definitely think I do deserve it after all the hard work I've done on building up my career, but it does feel like, I don't know, it almost feels like it's a little bit more to handle, yeah, a little bit too much to handle, you know what I'm saying, Casper? You don't expect.
I think I'll get the motorbike back.
Okay. I found one of the bigger shield potions. I don't know, but yeah, it just feels. I don't know. It's not overwhelming, but it is just unexpected. I think is how I can put it. You know, because it's like the thing is just suddenly go from just using these guys as an example, but to suddenly go from being, you know, smaller than, you know, seeing, like, for an example, you, Casper, and Paulie as gigantic YouTubers, which I still see you guys as that, me only having, you know, just barely scraping by 300, to now, there's a guy right up here on the mountain, to now having, you know, I'm actually tied with Paulie right now. I've now become tied with Paulie. Me and him are, he's right here. He knows I have a sniper. Watch out, because I think he might have one too. You never know where he's gonna pop up. There he is. Where is he? I don't see him. Oh, he's gonna have to come to us. The storm's right here. He's gonna have to. Yeah, he's gonna. There he is, right there. He went over there. There he is. He's in the storm. Maybe we could leave him. He's pretty far back in the storm. Yeah, we might have to just make a break for it ourselves. Yeah, he's not going to be able to keep up with us. He's either going to die in the storm, or he's going to get out the storm and be insanely weak, so. Oh, there's a fight over here. Ooh, God, I missed him. These other guys are right here, Casper. push me. Yeah,
Okay, how are you holding up?
I'm fine. They're gonna push though, which is fine. I'm dead. Okay, I knew. And there was the other guy back there. He still survived. Look, did you see him? Dang it. Okay. We came close though, so GG on that. But he's watching him. He's watching on his TV. That's fine. But yeah, you know, it's just crazy the amount of support my channel has garnered in the past few years. Oh, did you guys see that Linus Tech Tips got freaking hacked and his account taken down? Yeah, like LTT, they took his entire account down, all 14.
Account?
Yeah, it's gone. It got hacked today, and then it's gone. It took him now. It got hacked and turned into.
I bet it was replaced by that Tesla lie.
Yeah, it was, and that I am insanely afraid of that because I've seen it actually happen to someone that I've talked to before. They are a way bigger YouTuber than I am. They had over 100,000 subscribers, but still, and I helped that person get their channel back with Team YouTube. But like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think we'll have to worry because we're small. But I think I have a higher chance of worrying than like you, for an example, because you, like, they only seem to target guys with, I think, over 1,000 subscribers, which is really scary to me. I really do not want my account. I'm so afraid. I'm like, YouTube has to do something because this has been going on for longer than you think. Like, it's been going on since 2020 is when this all really broke out after, you know, the pandemic and all that. That's when all these really, because first it started with guys like I don't know if you remember like the Tim guy, Casper, right? The comment bot, and he was like he would change his name and he had the T go and he would comment on everybody's videos constantly. Let's go the Slappy Shorts. But I made a Second Slayer complaints on that way back then, and since then, like, the comment bots for me have stopped, but I'm like so afraid that my channel's gonna get hacked now out of nowhere and just taken
YouTube
down.
will probably end up like Team Fortress 2 now.
I really hope not, because it's like the thing about YouTube is, yeah, you know, the bigger guys like LTT, even though his channel is gone, he had what, 19 million subscribers. Like, his account will be back tomorrow. Let's be honest here. YouTube isn't dumb. They know what's going on. His account will be back tomorrow. But someone like me or you, if our account, you know, is gone, there's no telling if YouTube is going to care enough to help us get it back. You know what I'm saying? So it's a giant fear. It really is a fear, and they can't help everyone. So, like, it's time to start introducing something in place now, or just stop banning these channels when they get hacked, and maybe let's wait first. Maybe wait a little bit to see, you know, if the actual person contacts you or something, because it's getting pretty scary. Oh, it's Sega Chad. What's poppin', Sega Chad? What is this guy's name?
I remember that one YTP creator, what was it called? Squadala, once got hacked, and then he got his channel back, and now he's making an Elon Musk YTP to celebrate.
Wow. I hope he does good. I'm glad, I'm good on him, but like, it is, you know, as a smaller YouTuber, which I mean, you can consider me a medium-sized YouTuber now. We just hit 1.5K, you know, we're almost to 2K. So it's all up to you where you would categorize me at. Some people might still categorize me as a small YouTuber, others a medium YouTuber. It's really up to you. But the point I'm making here is for us smaller and more medium-sized YouTubers, this is, wow, I'm so upset. There were freaking mini shields down here. For us smaller YouTubers, it's a big concern. It's a big fear we have, and I think we have every right to be scared of it. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like I said, there's no telling that if any one of our channels goes down, that YouTube is going to care. You know, especially for someone. An example is Lemotu, right? Lemotu only has well, yeah, I do have a Discord, and that's how I'm actually on here talking. You can join it, but
guys, Pandu Plays here, back with another video, and today we will be playing Fortnite with the boys.
Fortnite. Did I actually say we were going to be playing Fortnite with the boys? Did I say that? I was going to say that, but I didn't want it to come off weird.
I'm gonna go watch Netflix, bye. Just have to make a quick camp.
Man, dude, you're weird. What was I going to say? He messed me up now, because I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, like, okay, oh yeah, I was talking about, okay, so an example, right, is someone, especially like, okay, maybe me or you, maybe me, you, and like Paulie, for example, would have an easier time trying to get our channels back, because we do have, you know, you got almost 400 subscribers, I've got, almost 2,000, same for Pandude, not Pandude, Paulie, but someone like Lemoti, for example, if they got his channel, right, who's to say YouTube is going to help him? He only has 46 subscribers. There's no telling if he's going to get help from YouTube or not. So it's a very worrying situation when YouTube is just allowing these random hacks to just go around and persist, and then just ban the whoa. I want to win for all Sega Chads worldwide.
Yeah, if it's not Tesla Live, then it's NSFW stuff.
Yeah. It's a scary situation. We don't pour our hearts and souls into YouTube and trying to make great content for people and just have fun. And how does YouTube repay us? By having our channels get hacked and then just taking them down again without doing a
Sorry
proper
if I say
investigation.
they just piss in our faces.
Sure. That's exactly, it's like YouTube should, I just don't think, which again, hacks going around on YouTube's channel is not necessarily YouTube's fault, but I think the response to it is YouTube's fault, and that they should, prioritize helping us more, and not just automatically banning. He had a sword. I'm trying to get him. And not just banning everyone's channel right away, and essentially taking our hard work and throwing it out like it was nothing. It is quite an unfortunate and sad situation. And I just hope these whoever's going around hacking, they don't come anywhere near our little channels, and that YouTube figures out something, because this is getting a bit out of hand. But on other potentially good YouTube news, right? TikTok is probably going to be banned here in the US, which is really good, at least to me, because it means, whoa, there's someone right here. It's a default. Because it means that almost all of those now TikTok viewers will most likely come over to YouTube Shorts, which is really good. And there are downsides to it, and I'll talk about what I think the downsides to it are. But there are also really good upsides, and that, number one, if TikTok does get banned, and all those viewers who normally watch TikTok come over to YouTube Shorts, it means we have a whole new large viewer base that can potentially find our shorts, and it means, like, we're talking, I think, billions of people who can come over from TikTok to YouTube and populate YouTube Shorts and help us out when it comes to posting shorts. It'll probably mean better views faster for us, for people who are in the type of content we might make. So that's the upside. The downside, though, to it could potentially be that all the really big guys over on TikTok who only really focus on TikTok and are exclusively like TikTokers, as they say, those people might also come over here, and they might first off, they might help make the platform more toxic. Some of those guys are like strange, right? And then they also have potential to take some of our viewer base that we already have away. So it's a double-edged sword. Either everyone on YouTube who's already making YouTube Shorts and who just makes YouTube content in any way has a and plus, we might not get all of the people from TikTok. Some of them might go over to like places like Instagram Reels or Facebook. That's a joke, but maybe some of them might go to MySpace. I'm playing, but I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
Facebook was awesome before the redesign.
I never had a chance to use Facebook. I know the thing is, a lot of people still use it. I know we get the jokes about Facebook only being used by boomers, but that's not necessarily true. Believe it or not, a lot of people still use it to this day. And if you like Facebook, it's cool. I don't know. I'm pretty mixed on them. On one hand, I didn't really like the idea that I had to have a Facebook account for my Oculus Quest. On the other hand, I also kind of just really didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, it's really no big deal. I don't know. I like the jokes about Zuckerberg and all that stuff. It's all fine. Are you shooting at someone?
No, I was checking if someone was hiding in a dumpster.
Oh, okay. No, but yeah, I like all the jokes about Zuckerberg and, Facebook being bad and stuff. And they do some pretty bad stuff, but I don't know. I feel like that same argument applies to every tech company, right? You think Nintendo is not stealing your date, right? Do you think Sony is not taking your address down when you're freaking on your PlayStation? Do you believe... Heck, do you believe Sega isn't getting your information when you're playing Sonic Frontiers? All these companies do it, so it's like, at this point... Who's that?
Who do you
I
think?
think it's Samoto.
It's Mr. Banana!
It's Santa.
It's Santa. I'm Santa.
It's too late.
Yeah, you see those guys over there. What do you want to do? You want to go attack them or what? Hey, Multi, you missed... Oh, what?
What did I miss?
You missed all of my really cool announcements and things I was talking about.
I did.
I announced that for this weekend, come today actually, server elections are finally gonna start. I'm gonna create a channel. That guy's dead. I'm gonna create a channel for everyone too.
I run for Senate.
No. It's gonna be cool. Actually, I do want to create like a governing body like the Senate inside of my server. I don't know. I got ideas, but I still haven't yet to tell ASM that he is potentially about to be replaced.
Oh yeah, hey Sega Slayer.
Yeah. Wait.
Hello.
I said yeah. I was waiting for you to, say what you're gonna say. Can you not hear me? I think wait, Casper, can you still hear me?
Wait, let me check.
No, you can still. No, not on the stream. You can still hear me on. Laymotu, you can't hear us.
I was just checking Discord.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think Laymotu can hear us, but you can hear me. He can't. What the heck? Laymotu, you can't hear us, but we can still hear each other. Hold on, I'm telling him.
What?
Okay, I'll try to cover you.
Yeah, he cannot hear us for some reason.
No, I.
Oh no, he can. Okay, you can still hear us. I don't know what the heck is going on with Laymotu.
Hello?
Hello? Can you still hear us?
Yeah, I said I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what the heck? But yeah, go ahead and say what you're gonna say. What?
So, how do you like...
Undertale?
Yeah, sure.
I was gonna tell you, you screwed me over, man. The production of my YouTube channel has been ruined by you. I spent an entire week non-stop playing that game. Are you sick?
No, I'm not. I just had something in my throat.
Oh, okay. I spent an entire week playing that game non-stop, and it's all because of you. So, the reason the collab isn't out yet and all that other stuff is 100% literally thanks to you. I couldn't stop. I had to know what was going to happen.
It was worth it to get you to play Undertale.
Yeah, I'm now an Undertale fanboy.
Yep.
I harassed DJ to play it with
I hope I've successfully explained why Sans is not an completely awful person and is just a pretty bad person.
Yeah, you have. I'm just saying, I don't know, because, okay, an example would be, whoa, hold on, there's so much shit I asked. the fact that Sans knew I was gonna go kill Papyrus and didn't try to stop me beforehand. I'm just saying, like, if he made it very clear that he knew what I was going to go do, he could have right then and there either tried to fight me while I was still mostly
down.
weak, or okay.
Not
He
anymore.
could have tried to essentially just kill me before while I was still mostly weak at that point, or at least tried to put up some sort of early fight before I went and killed Papyrus. But the fact that he kind of just
I mean, I've already explained it before.
yeah, I already know, I read it, but
it's like,
why are there 8 people around here? Why are there so many people?
He's in a lot of hurt after his brother dies, but like he knows that this world is gonna be reset at some point. He only bothers to fight you because he's pretty sure you're going to erase everything, and he doesn't know what happens after that.
So this is what I'm saying. He could have just stepped up earlier before we even got a chance to get that far down the line.
Well, I don't think he knew you were gonna do that.
He threatened me. He threatened me.
No, he threatened you if you oh, yep, if you kill Papyrus, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying. So it's like he knew. He made it clear that he knew I was gonna kill Papyrus and pretty much everyone else. So it's like,
I mean, he gave you every opportunity to.
the fact, and also I already made it clear. I don't like the fact that Sans was still Sans during the fight. I don't know. He made himself seem so like intimidating with how he kept making his eyes disappear and things like that. So I thought he was like gonna be this all-powerful, godly being who is even more powerful than like Flowey and everything else. But like, I don't know. It just didn't turn out that way. He was still just mostly Sans. It's like,
yeah, Sans is not a strong monster at all. Like the game says, he's the weakest monster. The only reason he can even stand a fight is he breaks all the rules.
that's what I thought was stupid, was because I'm like, okay, why'd they make it seem like, I mean, like, they even made him teleport. I'm like, he can teleport. So if he can do all this stuff, why is he not, which, don't get me wrong, his fight was extremely hard, but his fight versus Undyne's fight was hard for a different reason. Because, well,
Sans was hard because he was completely unpredictable, and Undyne was hard because of like reflexes and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. His kind of relied more on memorization, because once you figured out what he was gonna do, each time I'd get further and further until eventually I finished him. But like, it was like, I don't.
Lots of fan games will do that, where instead of actually doing something new with Sans, they just do Sans but harder. They don't take that part about what makes Sans' fight hard, because it's hard because it breaks all the rules.
Which I actually did find really fun. I think the thing that really drew the main reason
you feel when he started dragging you and you started falling and you had to dodge all those bones.
I thought that was insanely funny. I couldn't stop laughing when he first started dodging, because like I thought about it the entire time. I'm like, oh, these guys can just dodge. They can just dodge. Like, what the heck? And then he did it, and it was funny. Like, it actually got a laugh out of me. Nothing will be funnier though than when Papyrus hopped out that window. I spent so long laughing, and then he came back, and I was just bawling. Like, I had tears in my eyes. It was so funny.
I never really thought about it before, but I guess that implies Papyrus was watching the whole thing.
The entire game is just so well done. And just to make sure, right, the pacifist that's the true ending, right? That is what's considered to be the true ending, right?
Yeah, the game wants you to do the true. The game wants you to do the true pacifist run. Like the genocide run is supposed to not be a fun path.
No, yeah, it was terrible. I'll never do it again. If I ever do replay the game, well, I will probably. Not anytime soon. But when I do replay the game, I'm probably not going to do that genocide thing again. I'll probably do the neutral pacifist again.
Although, yeah, to be honest, though, Sans and Undyne are pretty fun fights. So, occasionally, I don't complete it anymore. It's also the shortest path.
It was extremely short because you one-shot everyone. So it's like, well, besides those two.
Oh, you also don't one-shot the guys in court.
Hello. Hold on, there's someone who showed up on the stream. So
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, Undertale. I'm so glad I played it. It was such a I went from for all my life I've seen it as like this. Well, not all my life. For as long as I've seen it, I've thought it was like this cringy, terrible mess of a game with these weird guys who worshipped one of the skeletons but not the other. I always did think I never knew Papyrus's name, but I always did like him more than Sans just because everyone liked Sans. Like that was just a mindset I had.
I mean, but yeah, you do like Sans, right? You think
I do, but I like Papyrus way more. Like
yeah, Papyrus is my.
he's
favorite
such a good character. I don't.
Out of everyone else, I'd say probably Sans is second and Undyne is third. Although
I
I
can't-
can probably go either way with those two.
For me, it's a tie between Undyne, Papyrus, and Toriel. I can't. I love all three of those.
Let's see. With like the important characters, I'm gonna say Toriel's at the bottom. Then it's Elfie's. Elfie's a lot more than Toriel.
What you
but
say?
I feel like
You're like breaking up.
sorry, Toriel is the bottom of the list. Elfie's next.
Where is? How are you in the tree? He's in the tree. He's in the tree. You're shooting him with a shotgun. You gotta. Yeah, I'm dead.
Oh yeah. By the way, I'm not playing Fortnite. It's Thursday.
What'd you say?
I'm not
obviously.
playing.
I didn't expect
you
you
know,
to play
All right.
I didn't see that coming.
because I knew with this stream anyway. Like everyone, it's a weekday. Everyone is gonna be at school and work or all that stuff. So it's like, I debated with if I was gonna do this stream or if it was gonna be no commentary anyway. So it's like, but yeah, Undyne is. You cannot tell me Undyne isn't a character straight out of Adventure Time. Like literally, like everything about her, like her design, her art, her laugh, especially her laugh, the way she like her character, the art when she laughs. It's like it's she's straight out of Adventure Time. Like you can't her house, everything about her just feels so Adventure Timey. If you can't tell me if she was placed in Adventure Time, you would feel like she didn't belong. I don't know. Even her personality just reminds me of Marceline for some reason. At least early Marceline. I don't know. She just feels like such an Adventure Time character, and she made me laugh so much with her section. It's like,
Oh yeah, how did you like Metaton?
He also made me laugh as well. I also really like his theme song.
Honestly, other than like Papyrus, other than the skeletons, I think Metaton might be the funniest character to me.
He was funny.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you did it, but did you ever like purposefully lose at the mini games?
You can lose at the mini games?
Oh no! Metaton doesn't kill you at the end of any of them. They're all
really. The only one I lost was the one, the puzzle that Papyrus tried to do earlier. Like I couldn't.
If you succeed at that one, Metaton will still fight you. At the end of the quiz, you'll be left at 1 HP, and the quiz will actually skip some questions to get you to the end.
I've gotten insanely close to getting there. I've gotten so close, but I can't do it. I've gotten so close. I wanted to do it so bad. No, but I've actually
to do what?
I wanted to get to the end of the puzzle, but I couldn't do it. I tried. I've gotten so close. I got almost to the end of it, and I was like, oh no, I got it, but I gave up. I got tired. The problem is, I will be playing that game all this year if I want to really go back and see everything, because it's like there's so many questions.
Different endings.
I know, and it's like, I don't want to go do that, but I also want to, but I don't want to sit here and play this game for the rest of the year. And I looked it up, and to watch the entirety of all of them on YouTube, it's like 10 hours worth of. I'm not gonna watch that. Like I want to, but like that's
okay. Well, I mean, all right. So just know that 90 of those 92 endings are just variations of a phone call with Sans.
Really.
Yeah, so did you notice at the end of your neutral run, Sans called you at the end to tell you about the state of the underground?
Yeah, he did. Wait, no, because
there are
I don't think he did, because I didn't kill Asgore.
What? No, if you don't kill Asgore, he still calls you.
Oh, well, he must have called me, and I don't remember the call.
The game, it's not used in game, but the game even has a call for if you befriend everyone, including Alphys, but somehow manage to, kill Asgore and fight Flowey.
I
It's
was
not
going.
used in game though.
I was actually going to. During the pacifist run, I actually thought about killing Asgore because the problem is I feel like I kind of wasted some of the potential of my neutral run, right? Because the thing is, right? I had my original neutral run. I only killed some frogs at the very beginning in the ruins, but after that, I spared everything and everyone. And I realize now I kind of wasted the potential to see some of the interesting deaths.
I
Oh no,
mean, no,
wait.
it's a failed.
No, I
It's a
did.
failed
Listen.
run. You got them anyway.
I don't know. It was stupid. I probably should have. The only one that actually made sense to me, which you said the spider spoil, but like I figured that like if you had killed Toriel, no one else should have known, making the game think it was a pacifist run because even though it's
I do have a counterpoint though. So in the genocide run, Papyrus will mention the dust that you're covered in.
oh yeah, he
And
does.
also, Sans can read your LV and the EXP.
Oh yeah.
So, I think it's fair enough to assume that characters like Undyne and Alphys and Metaton, like, I'm pretty sure they can see your dusty shirt and pants, and, the fact that your XP is not, 0.
Oh, okay.
Your
Because
log
I was gonna
is
say,
1.
like we know Papyrus is clearly talking to Flowey. He's just dumb enough to not understand that it's Flowey. But like, other than that,
Papyrus
I thought.
knows it's Flowey. Also, Papyrus is not dumb at all.
Well, no, he's not dumb, but I mean, like, well, Undyne, she kind of hints that he is, but he definitely is.
No, Undyne wants to keep Papyrus out of the Royal Guard. And
I know. I felt bad though. 'Cause, like, I know he can't fight, but like, well, he can fight. He's tough. She even said it. But like, he doesn't he can't really hurt anyone, and it's sad.
No, he can hurt people.
No,
He
you
just
get
doesn't
what I
wanna
mean.
kill
Like,
anyone.
he doesn't have
Yeah.
the willpower to like kill anyone. He doesn't.
He's not Royal Guard.
He's too
Even-
soft-hearted.
I don't know if you ever did it, but if you lose to Papyrus, he doesn't kill you. He just locks you up in his basement.
Yeah, I did. No, actually, here's the thing. In my failed genocide run, I did lose to Papyrus, not on purpose, but I did lose to him. Which I'm glad I did. I didn't want to, but I'm glad I did because I wanted to see what was inside that shed. Oh, actually do have a question for you that it was killing me. Is there a way to get inside Sans' room?
Actually, there is.
Because I know there's a hacker ending. I actually saw that online after beating the genocide run. But I didn't feel like trying to do it. But like, I don't know.
No, so how you get in Sans' room is that you need to not kill Papyrus. And when you go to Sans, and he's in the Judgment Hall,
Yeah.
if you reload your game before talking to him and talk to him again, he'll mention your expression and that you look bored, and then he'll give you a password. And then if you come back again, you'll say the password, and he'll be like, "What?" And then after that, he'll be like, "Oh, that's the password to my password." And then you talk to him again, he'll be like, "Oh, yep, that's my password. You're gonna need my super secret password if you want, my thing." And then after that, you call yourself a butt nose or something, and then he gives you a key, and you use the key to walk into his room.
What's in there? Because it's like there's this weird light coming from under there. I'm
Okay,
like,
wait, no, do you want to know what's in there?
yeah, tell me, please. I gotta know.
Alright.
Because I'm not going back and playing the game again. I'll become
in his
addicted all
room.
over again.
In his room, Sans has a treadmill, a tornado of socks and crumpled up papers, a mattress, a roll of bed sheets, and a desk.
So what's the light? What is the light? Why is there this really cool rainbow light coming from under his freaking room? I'm like,
Well, Sans is a notorious prankster, so he probably figured out something to do that. I don't know. He has magic. I'll just
He's a
explain it
prankster
with that.
gangster.
Pink Sheep. Oh, dude, those references. How do you know? Where'd you get those references, Casper? Where did you get those? No, but yeah, man.
I used to watch Pink Sheep and
I did too. I did as well. I grew up with
Oh,
this.
by the way, hey, Sega Slayer, when you have free time, you should play Toby Fox's other game, Delta.
I already am. I've already made up in my mind. I am. I am definitely going to do it. I think the thing is, right? So here's something about me that I've always wanted to talk about. I've always said I hated RPGs, but I think the thing is, I like RPGs. I like RPGs stories. They're all really good stories. Hold on, we gotta rush these guys or he's gonna revive. We have no choice. I like RPG stories, but I don't. It's usually the gameplay, or the lack thereof. We're gonna miss him if we can't run down here and get these guys quick.
They'll probably have a mild issue with Deltarune then, since it is a
No.
more traditional.
That's
RPG.
the
Although
thing.
it does,
How did he kill us? No. That's the thing.
it does keep the soul moving mechanic.
I know. I saw. I think that's the thing that like I can't stand. That's the thing. RPG gameplays are just not for me. They're so slow and boring. It's like they almost all really have good stories, and that's the thing. Like that's why I hate trying to even start an RPG. Right? Is because like I get really into the story. I think like an example is Octopath Traveler. I tried when I saw that on Switch. Right? I played part of it and I thought it was really good. Right? I had actually brought a physical copy of it, and I played part of it, and I thought it was really good. And I was gonna try and force myself to get through the gameplay, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't, so I took it back. I partially regret it and don't regret it, but it's like, and then also I don't like watching them on YouTube because I feel like I don't, it's like I feel like I didn't earn the right to see what the story holds. I think that's my main gripe with Pokemon. It's like I can't stand the mechanics. You know what I'm saying? I like.
Oh yeah, wait. Seconds later, one more thing I wanted to mention. I forgot to mention this, but within Sans' room there is a key.
Oh wait.
And the.
No, go ahead. No, you can go ahead.
And the key leads to a door that Sans and Papyrus have on the side of their house. And that door leads into a lab with a broken machine and a picture with 3 people on it, and it says "Don't forget" on it. Also, some blueprints written in chicken scratch.
Yeah,
or
someone made a
different
fan
script.
game about it.
Oh, I didn't like "Don't forget" personally.
Okay, wait. I have a question. Can you get the other half of what's his name? I always forget his name, and it's kind of sad because like he kind of forgets himself. The ghost. What is his name? I forgot his name already.
Nax the Blue.
Nax the Blue, right? That's what his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you should also watch the battle with Mad and Mew Mew. That's exclusive to the Nintendo Switch version.
Can you get inside the other half of his house?
Oh no,
because
that's his cousin's house, and you can get in there. You have
because
to buy the key
from Caddy and Braddy. I knew it. I
Some
freaking
people
knew it.
found a way to play this fight on PC.
I freaking.
Yeah.
I knew you
Or
could get in there with that key from Caddy and Braddy, and I was gonna buy it, but I really hate those two because of the way they treat Burger Pants, and I don't like calling him Burger Pants either because I feel bad for him.
If you're interested in Deltarune, he has a new name. His name is Pizza Pants.
Wow. I feel so bad for in the genocide run, everyone left, but he was still there because Mettaton made him work, and I felt so bad. Also, the turtle guy was still there, but that's just because he wasn't scared to die because he wasn't really a hero.
No, it's because he's a shopkeeper and he knows that he's immune to you.
It's also funny, like, it's also just funny how he talks, like, he drops his entire gimmick, and he just says, like, I was never really a hero, and me and Asgore plotted to stay here, but, I think the problem for me is that I just feel like Asgore just kind of, I don't know, like, the place was pretty awesome down there. I liked it. I would have gladly stayed there.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a comic where it's like where the human, during the Sans fight, they just give up, but they don't reset, so the world just continues after Sans kills the human. So Asgore is still around, Alphys is still around, Mettaton is dead, Undyne is dead, Papyrus is dead. Like, tons of people have died, but like the world still exists. So it's not erased, it's not reset, it just continues.
Alfie's in a dress. That was a weird one.
Oh yeah, by the way, Alphys, there's a special phone call for if you abort the genocide run before killing Mettaton.
I was gonna wonder what happens if you abort the genocide run like halfway through. All these things I really wanted to try, but I just couldn't be bothered. Like I kind of had wasted too much time on the game as it is. like 3 days nonstop in a row. That's literally all I did, and it's like I can't waste any more time. I haven't uploaded. I'm fatigued. I gotta stop. I had to put an end to it, or else I'd be there trying to just figure out every little question I had for the game, and so I had to. But like
You know, the cool thing about Undertale is that 99% of them have answers.
I know, and that's why I was so hyped to do it, but I can't. I just can't. Like, I will be there too long. I will, because I'll get curious. One thing will lead to another, and I'll be like, well, what happens if you spare Papyrus, but you don't spare Undyne, but like, it's a big mess, and I don't want to sit there and deal with all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you were wondering about Papyrus, Papyrus either joins the Royal Guard and becomes a gardener with Toriel. He becomes a part of Metaton's secret police.
Really? I didn't know any of this.
Or Papyrus will not join the Royal Guard with Undyne when she takes over the Underground. And Papyrus will become the king if you killed literally everyone else that's qualified for the job.
Really now? Really? He can become the king? Dude, all of this is
Yes.
really good. I like that. I really like that. The thing is, like,
if you kill only a few monsters, Toriel will become queen of the Underground, but if you kill
yeah,
too
already,
many,
the
then
thing
she
is,
will get overthrown by Undyne.
okay, I killed too many and she got overthrown, so, how did...
Oh, there's also, if you befriend Undyne but then kill people, you get the depressed Undyne.
Really now?
So, like, Undyne basically just gives up on life and lives on Sans Papyrus's couch.
I really... Okay, so look, I walked through every room, no matter which room I entered, I spent forever calling Undyne and Papyrus just because their dialogue together was so good. I had to see every little bit of it, and it was like, their dialogue was so really darn good, like, really. And,
did you see the one where Papyrus admits he's never eaten spaghetti
Yeah,
before?
Papyrus probably has a crush.
Oh,
on
I didn't
Undyne,
see that
but
one. Which room was that in?
canon.
I don't remember which one it is. I believe it's in Hotland, but there's a call you can do where... No, if you go back to the spaghetti room in Snowden, then Papyrus will talk about it. Undyne will say
There's a guy
something,
right
I don't know
here.
what. And then Papyrus will admit that he's never actually eaten his spaghetti
Well, he
before,
can't.
and that
He can't
makes-
actually eat. That's the thing.
No, he can. Monster food, it turns into energy right away. They don't
Oh, okay.
digest it.
I was gonna say, I'm like, he's a skeleton. But yeah, I was gonna say, 'cause
No.
he's a skeleton. He can't eat, can he?
Stand still.
Okay. But no, there's a guy
No,
behind
yeah.
you. Okay. I think I'm gonna go back to the menu and change my skin, Casper. But yeah. So they can
Yeah,
eat.
Sans
Okay.
and Papyrus do eat.
That's actually really cool. And strange, but like really cool. The game is just the idea that it takes so many different steps. I love how in the genocide run you can actually keep taking the snowman. Can you do that in the other runs? I didn't try. I only like in the genocide run. I did.
No, in the other runs, you can take multiple pieces of snowman, but you can't just kill him like that. But something really funny you can do is that if you take the snowman piece, you could then leave and drop it. He'll then get mad at you, but let you take another piece. And then from there, you could eat it right in front of him.
You can do that? Oh my god. There's too much in this game that is just, like, it's so good. Like, I didn't even know you could do that. Wait, okay, so I'm curious. If you take that piece to the end of the game, right? Beat the game, and then go back to the snowman. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was curious. I didn't do it because I ended up using it. I tried my hardest to keep it, but I used it at Spider Queen, so I was like...
Her name is Muffet.
Huh? Her name's what?
Muffet.
Muppet. Yeah, Muppet.
Muffet.
Okay, Muffet. Okay, I forgot what her
Like,
name
all of the names in this game are puns. Toriel is tutorial. Undyne, her name is based off her undying concept.
Yeah, I got hers. I got
don't-
hers.
I don't
Undyne
know
the
the-
Undying is in Genocide Route also.
Yeah, I know. I got that one.
I don't know the pun for Alphys or Asgore. Asriel is a combination of Toriel and Asriel.
Yeah, I
and
figured
Sans
that one out
Papyrus
as well.
Are named Sans
And
and Papyrus
Asriel
are
Dreamer
named
in the
after the...
Pacifist Route.
I also.
Sans and Papyrus are named after fonts. They're the fonts that they use.
Oh yeah, I know, especially with Sans, because Papyrus made a joke about Sans always sending him things in the comics.
Oh yeah, about people talking
Yeah.
so weird font.
It's also sad because You want to know something that
Uh,
really got me was, you know how in Hotlands, if you're doing a neutral or pacifist run and you don't kill Papyrus, when Alfie's is doing her social media post, Papyrus will actually interact with the one where she posts a picture with her like made up girlfriend. Um,
yeah.
it's so sad when you don't see Papyrus like make his joke. I don't know why that really got me, but I was once you kill him and he doesn't say anything, it's like you're really sad. It's like really sad. The thing is,
One thing I don't like in the game though is that Alphys is using the bathroom in the neutral run when you fight Undyne, so she doesn't know that you killed her, and that just kind of sucks to me. And I felt like there were, because like Alphys is acting perfectly normal with you, even though
yeah,
you
she
killed
was,
Undyne.
yeah. And the thing was, I know because I obviously was doing a neutral run, thinking it was a genocide run because I'm an idiot. But I'm mad too because I should have just finished that game, to be honest with you, because I had got all the way to the end and I was like, oh man, I didn't know. But and I had pretty much wiped out everything in my path up until that point, thinking it was the genocide run, and it wasn't. But
No, yeah, it was not.
yeah, she did. She just acted like, which is dumb because it took a while for me to figure. I didn't figure out until a pacifist run that she actually had a crush on Undyne.
She also has a crush on Asgore.
Yeah, but Mettaton also said it was correct that she had a crush on the human. So I was like, what?
No, Mettaton was joking.
Oh, okay. I couldn't get it. I'm like, who does she like?
That's
Who?
why Undyne. No, that's why Undyne was making that. No, that's why as Alphys was making that when you entered the human.
I'm like, I do not, because I answered the human in my neutral run, but I answered in my pacifist, I believe I answered Asgore. And then from then on,
she does have a crush on Asgore, but not like she's not that serious about it.
It's not that, yeah, it's like that, just like sideways type thing, like.
She thinks he's attractive, and like that's about it. Not too much there.
I didn't get it actually, and the only reason I thought Undyne had a crush on Papyrus was because when she opened the door, I thought she had like a dress on, and she said, "Are you ready for our secret training?" And I'm like, what? Like, is she secretly tricking Papyrus into dating her? And I'm like, okay, that's deep. But then I didn't realize until I got inside that she was actually just wearing a sweatshirt.
I mean, like, remember when she had like an entire one of the detail I like is that she keeps all the dog treats that Papyrus gets her.
Yeah. That's another thing. So I'm like, I was confused at first, but I figured it out after a little while.
Yeah, I think it's cool though. It shows Undyne really does value. Also, if you kill Papyrus, you probably saw this, but she'll question like where Papyrus is and get mad at you.
Yeah, she did. She hasn't seen Papyrus, and it was so sad when I saw her because at first when you first play through the neutral run and if you don't kill Papyrus, you see him talking to her up there before she throws a spear at you, but she's just standing there. Next time it's like, oh no, because you as a player, you know what happened, and if you actually come to really like the characters like I did, you feel like insanely bad. Like, it genuinely...
It's also heavily implied that Alphys, in the endings where you kill Mettaton or Undyne, she kills herself. It's implied.
I already had got that with her anyway, because, I don't know, she just kind of felt like that.
There's only one ending where you kill Alphys and you kill Undyne, but... No, you kill Mettaton and you kill Undyne, but Alphys does not kill herself.
Which ending is that?
And that is... If you abort a genocide run after killing the Undyne the Undying, but you spare someone before Mettaton Neo, the call you get afterwards is Alphys ruling the underground, and everyone loves her. So because they evacuated to the True Lab.
The whole thing, I knew the moment I went in with that so-called bathroom, I knew there was going to be something creepy down there, some type of crazy experiments or something. Like, when the moment, I kind of hate that because the entire thing with her was kind of ruined the moment she said she had some secret to hide. And the reason I say this is because her gimmick is a scientist, right? And the entire thing has been done a trillion times before. Not by Undertale, but by just so many other games and media. Like, if you see a scientist character, it's almost like a given that they have some secret evil experiments or some secret experiments
Well, the
going on
experiments
that
weren't
incriminates them.
equal. They weren't evil. They just went very
No,
wrong.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You can automatically pretty much guess that either the scientist has some type of failed experiments or some type of experiments that were evil or something. It's a kind of a given. So the moment she kept talking about having something to hide, I automatically got it. Like, I knew there was going to be some type of secret regarding her work that she had.
Oh yeah, how do you feel about the fact though that Sans and Papyrus, if you spare Mettaton but kill Undyne and Toriel, become like the secret police?
I didn't know that. I did not. See, I haven't figured most of this
no,
out.
it's like, okay, no, because what happens is that Mettaton turns the underground into like I want to say like a fascist dictatorship where everyone is worshipping Mettaton and anyone who goes against him disappears by the hands of Sans and Papyrus.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Like they become the KGB.
That is amazing. Or well, wouldn't they become the SA actually if it's like more fascist?
SA? Well,
yeah.
It doesn't matter. They both did the same thing.
Yeah, but you know,
people disappear.
You gotta talk. You gotta. I mean, technically the CIA does that too, but still.
Okay, well the CIA doesn't do it as openly. The CIA is better at. How do I say this? Like the CIA doesn't do it as liberally as Mettaton does.
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty. That's a pretty funny one though. I didn't actually know that, so. Which everyone likes Mettaton anyway, so it's like.
Also, Mettaton does confirm. Well, he doesn't outright say that Alphys killed herself, but Mettaton goes on and he talks about how he couldn't find her. And that. Oh, did you know Mettaton was built in the True Lab? Fun fact.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you knew he was built in the True Lab?
I think he
Amalgamates.
Wait. Yeah, the amalgamates. That's what I was saying. I figured that's where he would be built at because it's like the actual lab upstairs is just kind of a little bit too small, and you know there isn't too much equipment there. Are you firing at someone? Everything about Alphys is just so Rugrats like her music, like the music of inside her lab, and even just her character design. It all just screams Rugrats to me. I don't know if I'm the only.
What was your favorite Mettaton song? You know, including the Overworld one.
His theme song, the one that went.
Oh, it's Showtime.
Showtime. There we go. I couldn't figure it out. Obviously, I don't know. Do we count Hotel because it's like?
That can count, I guess.
Well, because it's technically Hotel, but Showtime was like I really like Showtime. Like I waited for Showtime to come on. I don't know why. The thing is, it's like the most repetitive song ever.
It screams Mettaton.
But it's just so good, and I thought it was so funny whenever it would come on. I'd just bawl out laughing. But it's just so good.
You know Mettaton EX's theme? Did you know that was made on a whim by Toby Fox? Like, he just created that on a whim.
I knew Mettaton was going to have some type of other form. I knew it.
Well, were you expecting what you got with both of them?
Yeah, I was. I actually was.
Oh, did you know Mettaton Neo? He's also programmed. The game says he has like 10 defense, but in reality he has negative 63,000.
Which is so stupid. I thought like, okay, he is literally a killer robot. It kind of makes it like, okay,
okay, you know what's dumb? Why didn't he stay in his box form?
I just thought it was stupid.
Like, he's a Mew.
Oh yeah, because in the box form you miss him all the time.
In the credits for the pacifist run, he actually grows legs while in his box form.
I just thought it was kind of stupid though that like in the genocide run you kind of one-shot him. Like okay, take out the fact that you know he's weak regardless of whatever. He is still made of actual freaking metal. You can't like genuinely tell me, regardless of how much power you have, that you one-shotted something made of metal. Like it just doesn't. It didn't make sense to me. Like. At least not in the human form, that you one-shot at something.
Unless it was made from the same metal Coke cans are made of.
Well, yeah, that's aluminum.
Or gallium.
Oh, yeah, now if he's made of, like, aluminum or gallium, yeah, that makes sense. But, like, the game never states that he's really made out of anything. So if he's made out of metal...
I mean, think about... Okay, yeah, but think about what Alphys has at her disposal to create Mettaton out of. It's probably not much impressive.
If anything, it's kind of like, you know, she lives underground, so, I mean, if you think about it, you have high access to, like... different metals and minerals underground. If anything, you should.
You know, one thing I never thought. You know, one thing I just thought about. Why didn't they ever try mining underneath the barrier?
Whoa, actually, no, that's a really good idea. There's a lot of. I feel like there's a lot of plot holes in Undertale, at least from my understanding. But it's still a really good experience. Like that
It's
is
not
like,
necessarily a plot hole. It doesn't really matter much about like, hey, why didn't they try mining?
also,
Maybe they did, and we just never saw that.
or why did they never actually just try climbing up the waterfall? Because it's clear they said the trash flows down there from the humans, so it's very clear there's some type of opening under there that they could
Oh no, the barrier, the barrier goes over that.
Oh, but how does the trash? Oh yeah, anything can enter, nothing can exit. Okay.
Yeah, it's like when you fall down the mountain, like
It's
yeah.
basically like the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Unlock treasure hunter. What? That's weird.
You know, one thing I always wondered in the Judgment Hall is that actual light, like from the sun.
I don't know.
Like these
The
are
Judgment
windows,
Hall just
right?
gave off the. It just looked like the corridor from Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and I was like,
The
oh,
Judgment
yeah,
Hall is so cool.
It is. It looks
right?
so nice and gold, and I really loved it. But then the rest of the castle just goes back to being gray and dull, and I was like, that's kind of stupid. Why do we have this nice part, the Judgment Hall, with all its gold interiors and the nice light, and then everything else is just, it goes right back to just being dull and gray. And
You know, I like to think that the Judgment Hall has actual lights in it, and that's how, you know, the flowers grow. You know, like they actually built windows and stuff, and light flutters through. You know.
also, what also I found. Oh, hold on, because there's a guy right.
Oh yeah.
Oh no,
one
that's
thing I just want to. One thing I just want to point out real
Don't
quick:
kill
the
him,
game
he's a
does
robot.
not take place in 21X. 21X is when Kara falls down.
Don't. Why did you? This
did you
person.
get
Okay,
that?
just one hit. Okay, just one hit. What'd you say?
The game does not take place
Place in 21X. Yeah, I heard.
21, yeah, 21X is when the Kara falls down.
I hate the fact that. Oh, I didn't like the fact that I changed to Frisk at the end of the pacifist run. I don't know why, but like I don't like the idea that I wasn't playing as myself the entire time. Like it kind of.
I'm pretty sure you're. I've heard theories go that you're not playing as Frisk, you're playing as Kara, or something like that. Because like at the end of the pacifist route, when Flowey talks to you, trying to convince you not to reset the world, like he speaks to you as if you know you're the human that you named, right?
Yeah, he does and I was like, I don't know. Also, yeah, I went back right after after I actually beat Azrael. I went back and I talked to every single character. Every single character. From freaking like everyone. I went back and
Oh, did you find Azrael in the flower room?
yes, I did, and I talked to him, and I kept talking to him until the end of his dialogue. I went back to I had to go back and see everything. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't not see it, and I got all of Toriel's text as well. Well, Toriel and Sans' text, they were funny. I did everything. I had to go back. I wasn't gonna.
Don't you feel bad for Azrael? Like he's just gonna turn back into some flower, and he's just gonna live in the underground by himself.
I don't know, man. The guy got pretty evil. It's kind of
okay, but if you think about it, if you do think
it wasn't
about it,
technically his fault. He turned into a flower, but like.
Wait. I'm just saying though, if you think about it, none of it actually happened since it was all reset.
I also kind of partially blame Asgore for not taking a bigger stance. I mean, there's not much he could have done, but clearly he knew his son was Flowey because Flowey said he told him.
Flowey. No, didn't you hear though when Flowey killed himself, he reset to when he first turned into a
Yeah,
flower?
I know, but like, but before he reset, I mean, there had to be something Asgore could have done. Something to maybe.
Well, Flowey reset it though every single time though, so he didn't know.
It kind of feel bad though, you know. I feel bad for Flowey, but I also don't because it's like, you know, you gotta.
He did kill his dad at the end of the neutral run. It's pretty messed up.
What'd you say?
He does kind of kill his
Yeah,
dad.
yeah,
at
that's
the
what I'm
end of
saying. And it's like it's not even like, and when you look at it from the context, Asgore didn't even know at that point in time that Flowey was Azrael, so it's pretty sad. So it's like I don't know. I did partially feel bad for him, but by that point he had kind of come to accept what was going to happen, and you know he was pretty much happy now that he had come to terms with everything and he could understand everything. So it's like, yeah, I did feel bad.
Don't you still feel kind of bad for him though that he's gonna go from being a goat into turning back into some stupid little sunflower? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Would you really want to be a sunflower for the rest of... Remember, he's not a monster. He's not a human. He's a plant. Like, you know? He still has no soul. Still has no real emotions. He's still gonna just get bored for the rest of his life. And there's nothing you can do about it.
I mean, but also I kind of feel like it's kind of a deserved fate for kind of, you know, trying to kill everyone. I don't feel like you just get to get, you kind of get what you wish for, you know what I'm saying? It's like...
I mean, he's still kind of a child, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but he could have had, you know, I mean... But, like, okay, yeah, he is technically still a child in physical form, but, like, what he's kind of seen and been through, like, does he still get to have that as an excuse? Like,
Does he mentally age? I mean, he doesn't have a brain. He's a flower.
well, he can clearly, I mean, he clearly has something, because he can remember everything he's been through, even when he resets the
You know,
world,
that's a good point. How does he have a face?
So, I mean, if he can, there's clearly some sort of mental capacity there, because he has memories, he can, even when he resets the worlds, he remembers that he does all this stuff, so it's very clear he has some sort of mental capacity. I'm not going to say, like, a brain outright, but there is something there. So, I mean, on a moral standpoint, and he even knows morally that he is wrong, so it's like, I mean, he kind of deserves to face the punishment in some form or fashion. I don't understand. I think the thing is, I think this all could have just been avoided if, like, he just stopped resetting the worlds and, you know, maybe just decided to. I mean, sure, you're a flower, it sucks, blah 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 blah, all that good stuff. But I mean, at least you could still have your family. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is just.
It's like Flowey says, though. He has no emotions. Like, all he feels is boredom.
It's, you know, this is it's perfect. Like, I don't know if you ever seen God of War 4, but Baldur, it's just it's literally just Baldur's story all over again. Well, I guess technically Baldur's Baldur's would actually be more of a repeat of Flowey's story, but you get my point.
Baldur
It's the same thing.
Flowey?
Technically, I guess. Well, Baldur can't feel pain, so it's not like he can. It's different, but it's
nothing. Like nothing at all.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying, and it's almost like it's the same thing, because it's the thing with Baldur. He can't, not only can he not feel pain, he can't feel anything whatsoever. I think he can still feel emotions, but like he cannot feel anything. He can't even feel if you hug him. Like, there's no feeling there.
Oh no, yeah, Flowey has no emotions. He doesn't feel anything inside other than being bored.
I don't know. I don't know. It's a parallel. It's like, I feel partially bad for him, but also at the same time, it's like, you know, if you do something.
I don't know. I mean, like, he's a child. He has no soul. He's gonna turn back into a flower for the rest of eternity.
Well, I mean, arguably he does have a way out. He's just too scared to take it because he doesn't know what's there.
I mean, well, what's his way out? Even if he goes to the surface.
Well,
like,
he said he can.
Do?
He said he could. You know, YouTube-friendly terms, game over himself. So it's like,
if he game overs himself.
The thing is, he said he didn't know what would be there.
No, wait, no. That would actually work now that he's no longer the most determined person.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, he could do it now. He said it himself that he has done it, but every time he gets too scared and, you know, his determination doesn't allow him to do it. So it's very likely that he could do it and maybe have a way out or just actually end himself.
Oh, okay, look, man. I don't think game overing himself is the solution here.
No, I'm just saying there is a way out that he could always take. I mean, even when he was the most determined person, he could have still done it. He just was too scared. So well, I'm not saying that's the answer, but
he still comes. Is his determination even really, like, real? It was injected into him, so are these emotions even his?
I don't know.
Or are they just like what Alfie's pumped into him?
I don't know, I'm saying, like, the option is there, so it's not like we can say he doesn't have some sort of option out.
Oh, okay, look, man, he has bad options and worse options, okay? I mean, I think I'd rather be a flower forever than, you know, not be anything forever.
That's why I further defended him being a flower, because, hey, at least he's still, you know, alive to some degree. Better than being dead, right?
I guess it's better than being dead, but it's still way worse than being a monster or a human.
Ooh, okay, please don't
What was
kill
your
me. He's gonna
favorite
kill me.
fight?
Oh no.
What was your
Okay.
favorite fight?
Uh, dang it. Why'd you ask me that? Because I can't choose. I know it wasn't Undying. Hers was kind of annoying at first. I mean, it was relatively easy. Like, all of them are insanely easy once you get them. Once you beat them the first time, like, I have no trouble. Hide in those leaves, Casper. Hide in those leaves. Or go hide somewhere else, and you can come back and get my card.
I'd argue, due to the nature of Undying, the Undying's fight, hers
I
remains
really cannot
pretty
stand
difficult.
that. I really cannot. Hers get... That was... It took so long to do it. Like, I spent so long trying to... I think, even when I did win, I think I only won because I got lucky. Like, that's 100% the truth. I got lucky somehow and just kind of managed to do it. And I was like... Because I had, the thing was, I had cinnamon buns and stuff, and I saved them all the way to the very end of the fight. Like, when I got halfway down her health. The beginning is actually... I feel like the beginning is infinitely harder than the ending of her fight. And... I don't know, like, in terms of just, like, my favorite fight, I want to say Papyrus, but, like, is that fair? His is insanely easy, right? You can't lose Toriel, so I don't think hers really counts. I mean, Asgore's counts, because while you can lose his, he also does try to prevent you from losing, you know what I'm saying? He does have that same effect as Toriel, where he kind of, like, nerfs himself halfway at the very end when you're at 1 HP, but, I mean... Metaton? Maybe he's the tiebreaker?
Metaton?
Maybe?
Which Metaton?
Well, X.
Oh, did you know that when he's in the box form, when you're fighting him down in the Papyrus puzzle room, if you don't shoot, Metaton will just get mad at you and leave?
I did not know that. Dear God, there is so... How... And you said they only made this in 36 months? This is outrageous.
Yes, this game was made in 3 years with a budget of $10,000.
This is insane.
And the art was done by 2 people, and all the
I
writing
really
and
like the
music was
art.
done by 1.
I really like the art. The art is all really good. The writing is all, like, it's insane. It's insane.
The game even has 2 secret bosses.
Is it Tammy? Is it Tim? Is one of them Tim?
It's not Temmie. One of them...
I was...
Alright, so...
Oh, no,
Yeah?
you go ahead.
Okay, so when Undertale was being made for people that donated, I think, like $1,000 or something like that, they got to have their own character inserted into the game. And those 2 characters were Muppet and a different character that a guy made. His name was So Sorry. And he is a boss that you can fight if you go into an invisible path in Hotland and go there on the 31st, I believe.
Wow.
Of October.
Something I hate about Tim, right, is that, like, no, not Tim, the game, something I really hate about the game is, like, I couldn't figure out a good way to get money without selling items I wanted or needed, and so, like, I never got to do, like, for an example, I never got to, I wanted to pay for Tim's college, but I couldn't do it. Because I thought that would improve their speech, like, if I did it, they would talk normal automatically. Just because that made
what
sense.
Tim's college does is it allows you to buy the most overpowered item in the game.
What is that? A Tim?
It's the Temmie armor. The Temmie armor gives you 30 attack, 30 defense. You heal 1 HP after every turn. It gives you more attack too. It's like incredibly busted.
I could have used that during the freaking genocide run.
No, you can't get it in the genocide run.
Figures. I felt
And
so...
even if you did get it, it would do nothing in the Sans fight.
I felt so bad for her when she had Hoyves. I love the way they talk. It's so fun. The mushroom guy creeped me out. The mushroom guy.
There are actually 2 self-inserts for the creators of the game. Toby Fox is the annoying dog that steals Papyrus's bone.
He is, really?
Yep.
And
Temmie Chang is, well, Temmie, you know?
Well, I thought Timmy was the thing is about the Tims, I thought that was a real character. I was pretty sure I had seen that character beforehand. I was like,
well, you might have.
And I thought it was like some type of old meme or something, because it's like the way they talk, it just seems like it was already like a meme or something. I was like,
the way they talk is probably based
has
off of
cheeseburger.
I love the way they talk so much. It's
No, yeah, but the Thames are a self-insert for the person who helped to make a ton of the art in the game.
something that upset me, right? I completely missed the village in the first neutral playthrough because I didn't know it existed. Well, no, I knew it existed because people kept talking about it, but I couldn't find it until Undyne and Papyrus told me where it was on the call. There's like 50 people here. Oh god. This guy's going to kill me. Oh no, that's so annoying.
Who is your least favorite boss?
Least favorite. Oh, it's Undyne the Undying. That's who it is. It's just too hard. I feel like I understand the genocide route is like supposed to crush you and all that stuff, but like, dear God, like that's insane. I only won because of luck. Like I said, she's harder than Sans, and that is a crime in my book.
Did you actually read any of like my ideas for an Undertale hard mode?
Yeah, I did. I read them all. There is a hard. Someone said there was a hard mode.
There is a hard mode.
How do you get it?
Hard mode. You name your character Frisk, but it's incomplete and it only goes up to the ruins.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that because someone said there was a hard mode. I'm like, I was gonna actually wonder. I'll actually wonder what would happen if I did name my character Frisk. I also wonder what would happen if I named my character Flowey, but I didn't do it. The only reason I thought something funny would happen is because Flowey would refer to Flowery as, you know, like as he was talking about, you know, my actual character. Well, not my character, but the, you know, the evil one.
Actually, if you try to name your characters after anyone else in the game, you get a message telling you to be more original.
Wow.
Like, no, you get a message from that character telling you to pick a different name.
Oh, that is funny. I didn't know you could do.
Yeah, if you name yourself Frisk in the beginning, you get the beginning of the hard mode. And if you name yourself Gaster, the game crashes.
There's
You probably don't know who that is, though.
I don't.
He is not a skeleton.
Where's everyone's parents, by the way? Like, does no one have parents?
What do you mean?
Like, are Papyrus and Sans adults? Because they kind of seem like teenagers.
Sans and Papyrus appeared out of nowhere one day, so who knows?
Yeah, I know, that's the thing. Everyone just said they just kind of appeared, which was strange to me. It's like, where did they come from? Where I want more of their history. Where are they from? Because they just kind of...
I don't know. If I had to guess, they probably came from, like, home or something and moved down.
Sans lore intensifies.
I mean, like, Sans works at the Judgment Hall, right? He's also in the Royal Guard, so he probably knows Asgore in some fashion.
Wait, does Papyrus know he's in the Royal Guard?
Yeah, Papyrus tells him to be a better sentry.
Well, obviously he works the checkpoints, but like Papyrus kind of does that too.
No, yeah, the checkpoints. Yeah, that's the Royal Guard, and Papyrus does not have a job.
Because he made his own like little you know, his own little checkpoint, and I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I don't think Papyrus is employed.
Do you actually need to be employed there though? Like, do they actually get paid?
There's money.
I know there's money, but it's like.
No, yeah, Sans and Papyrus do get paid. No, Sans gets paid at least from his like 7 jobs.
Selling hot dogs as well. The nice.
Like no, well, let me think about it though for a second. So Sans has like a sentry station in Snowdin. He has one in Waterfall. He has one in Hotland. He also has his He also has his hot dog stand.
Yeah, the hot dog stand.
Double nice.
No, yeah. So he has like, okay. So Sans has 6 jobs.
He's making bank if you think about it, right? He's making bank, dude.
No, yeah. Sans is simultaneously the Snowdin sentry. He is the Waterfall sentry. He works at both of the checkpoints in a Hotland, and he has a hot dog business on top of that. And he also works as the judge in the Judgment Hall.
Okay, where are they getting hot dogs? Like, I don't see a single animal down there. It's like, besides the dogs, like, that's the thing. That's why I argued, well, what's kind of the point of leaving? Like, they clearly have food. They clearly have drinks. Like, okay, and to go back to your argument about, well, Oh well, there's not enough space. You're underground. You can kind of just mine and make as much space as you want to, right? So it's like, and there are clearly tools down there because Toriel had gardening tools, and so did Asgore. So it's like,
According to Papyrus and Undyne, the only reason they have modern technology is because stuff keeps falling down. And the previous royal scientists, Gaster and Alphys, have been, like, modernizing the technology.
This is what I'm saying. They clearly, like, you can solve pretty much all your problems by just making the cavern bigger yourself. Number one. That's number one. And number two, you already have food. Like, there's really no need, this giant urge to want to leave. Like, there's almost no need for it. In my opinion,
dude, I mean, I don't know. Would you want to live underground and you never get any vitamin D?
It looked insanely cool under there. Snowden, how does Snowden just exist underground? Like,
better question, how are there trees in Snowden?
Hotland makes sense. This is what I'm saying. So it's like this place is clearly like magical, right? So if you dig further, I'm quite sure you can probably find even more different type of, climates and things like that. I don't know, like, it just seems like a win-win to me. Everyone stays separate, which segregation is not cool, but, everyone stays separate, no one... Yeah, I feel like I need to emphasize that before someone takes this out of context 5 years down the line from now. But, I don't think, like, if there is no need really for it, like, if you have, obviously, some sort of tools, you can clearly mine. There seems to be enough people down here, so a population thing kind of doesn't add up to me when, I don't know, they pretty much have everything they could ever need. You know what I'm saying?
Also the other thing is they have an entire city where the only things that live there are little fly things, like, mini cyclopses and frogs.
This is what I'm saying,
like a big goat. Like, why don't they could move people to the ruins.
I don't know everything about this. Also, I hate the idea that they never discovered Toriel was in the ruins. Like, it's not hard. I mean, I know the door, supposedly, she had the door blocked off, but...
Yeah.
Like, did no one...
in the ruins because she, left.
I know she left, but did no one notice, like... Okay, there's not, like... Okay, everyone just said she just left one day, right? How can you not assume she went to the ruins, right? Like, everyone made it like a surprise when, if you think about it, where else is she gonna go? There only seems to really be Hotlands, Snowden, Tim Village, Waterfall, and the castle. And the ruins, obviously. So, like, like, it doesn't make sense to me that they didn't automatically assume that she was in the ruins, because that's, like, literally the only logical place
Well,
she
I mean, there's
be.
probably more towns. Like, in the Snowden Bridge, you could see a house, like, at the bottom there. There's probably, more towns.
Oh, I got to talk to the wolf guy when he quit his job at the end of the pacifist run. I thought that was fun.
Wait, you forgot to talk to the wolf guy?
I did talk to him.
Oh, what did he say?
He said he was happy he could finally quit his job throwing ice. I thought it was.
I wonder how much that pays.
I wonder, because he just stays there all day. But I thought it was so cool.
You know what's weird? They let the dogs into the Royal Guard, but Papyrus isn't material.
Papyrus, again, cannot kill anyone. So, like, he can kill people.
No,
like,
they have a guy in the Royal Guard who's blind and cannot attack you if you just stand still.
Oh, I thought that was so stupid, too.
Also, I'm pretty sure he's smoking marijuana or something.
Smoke weed every day.
I don't know if that's illegal in the underground, but is it really a good job to have your sentry always high all the time?
The two dogs, when I like got the connection, I was so like weirded out. I tried so hard not to laugh, but it was so strange.
What dogs? Like Dogami and Doggeressa?
Yeah.
But they're married.
Yeah, but they're, related. It's strange.
I don't think they're related.
They said they were. No! Wait, where is that guy coming from?
Oh, fun fact, during the Dogami and Doggeressa fight, if you kill Doggeressa first, the Dogami becomes depressed and he gives up on fighting.
Oh,
so
wow.
if you kill Dogami first, Doggeressa
gets upset.
Angry,
yeah, I know.
The fight gets harder.
I always killed him first before her, and so it's like... The fight didn't really get harder, though. I mean, it got faster, but it didn't really get harder. It was still, like, incredibly easy. Also, like,
How did you feel about Royal Guard number 1 and 2? The ones you fight in Hotland.
I was not expecting that whatsoever. Like, I was not expecting that whatsoever.
Did you know there's also a Royal Guard number 3 and 4, but they were canceled from the game for being too similar to 1 and 2?
Well, 1 and 2 are already too similar to each other, so I mean, it kind of makes sense. But like, I was
Well,
not.
that's the thing.
I was not expecting the outcome from those two. I was not expecting that whatsoever, and I was like blown away.
That fight is kind of interesting.
It was very interesting.
Did you ever play the fan game I told you to?
No, I haven't got around to it yet because yesterday I wasn't like on my. Well, I was playing Red Dead yesterday, but like I didn't get around to it. But I will. I was like not home all day yesterday, pretty much. So that's like why. I'll probably play it today though, or tomorrow, one of them. Cause I don't know after the stream, I'm probably gonna play Red Dead again. Oh wait,
Okay.
Casper, did you ever get Red Dead up and running? Like, did it work for you?
Oh, I didn't say anything, but congratulations on 1.5K.
Oh yeah, thank you. I had made the announcement about that too. I really appreciate that. And we were talking about like how everyone's channels keep getting hacked. You know, Linus LTT it got taken down today because it got hacked, and it was crazy. I was like, because they have I believe 19 million subscribers, so for a channel like that to get hacked and taken down, it was like really scary.
How would you feel if T-Series got deleted?
Goodbye.
From YouTube?
No, I'm joking. Actually, I don't have a vendetta against T-Series. I like T-Series, actually. I don't like them as I watch them.
They replaced the king. They replaced the king.
Yeah, but that's not why I hate them. I like the idea of, countries who don't have online infrastructure coming online rapidly. I don't know. I
don't know. I just think it's sad that this huge.
I'm a big sucker for
multimedia corporation became the most subscribed. They made it to 100 million before PewDiePie.
Listen, I'm a sucker for country industrialization. Like, I am a sucker for that. I don't know why. I'm a big champion of it, and so it's like to see India come online so fast and rapidly. I really like it. I'm happy for them. I don't know. I don't like the idea of just an entire section, one of the biggest, population areas or population centers for humans. Just most of them don't have internet. I don't know. I just don't like that. I don't know.
How about we stop before things get a little political?
Yeah. It was gonna happen. It was gonna happen. That's why I try so hard, like, to not talk about anything, because like it's so easy to diverge into just a mess of politics nowadays. It's not like you got two options on YouTube when it comes to like political issues, right? You either take a stance and pretty much designate yourself a political channel regardless of if you want to be one, or you completely shut it out and you just kind of stray away from all things political. So it's like it's a double-edged sword. So I try my best to not talk about anything, like even regarding history. I just can't do it because you have to. Everything comes off as you have a side to take in something, and I just don't want to deal with that drama. My entire career on YouTube, like I said before, has always just been about how can I avoid controversy. Like, they say it reaches every YouTuber at some point, but I really do not want it. I'm trying my hardest to not end up with anything controversial. I see that guy over there. He's like... There's another one right here. There's like 5 of them around me. Missed all your shots. Goodbye. Really? He killed me?
Hey, Sega Slayer, who was your favorite random encounter?
The airplane. I forgot what the name was, but like the airplane. I thought
Thunderplane or something.
Yeah, it was really funny. The airplane was really funny. Oh, and Lesser Dog was really fun too. But I feel bad because I pet him until like he couldn't be pet anymore, and it was like it looked really painful the way he like his head was pushed up against the ground.
Oh, when you went back, did you ever finish the snow?
Did I ever finish what?
when you went back through the game, you could finish his sumo sculpture.
Oh, okay, he did change a few times. He actually finished a few times, right? When I went back, during my, no, not my neutral run, was it the pacifist run? I think it was when I went back to, when I went back to the pacifist run, he was gone. He had built a little bit, on top of what the pile he was just staring at, and then he just kind of dipped. And the lady made fun of the fact that he dipped. When I went there during the genocide run, he just wasn't there at all. So it was like there was just nothing.
What happened when you went there during the genocide run?
I just said he wasn't there. He wasn't there at all. There was nothing. Everyone was just gone.
You killed him probably.
I think I did, yeah, because it was like he wasn't there. There was just nothing at all whatsoever.
You know, technically, fleeing doesn't count as sparing, so you could technically leave him alive.
Fleeing doesn't count as sparing? I didn't even know
Does
that.
not.
I did flee a few times during my pacifist run. I actually got really nervous that fleeing was going to not count. Like, I actually got really nervous that me fleeing, despite the fact I didn't hurt them or harm them, was going to mess up my run somehow, but it never did.
It would suck if in the genocide run you have to kill everyone.
Yeah, like, I mean...
Now I'm at the pacifist run, but you have to spare one.
The thing, that's what I thought would happen, and I was really scared because it's like some of those guys you have to go through an intent, like you have to genuinely sit around and play around with the axe until you get them to, eventually agree to allow you to spare them. But I was also just afraid because it's like it was either that fleeing or because if I try to attack them and get them to a point to where they allow me to spare them, it's very likely that I'll make a mistake eventually and kill someone. And it's like, I don't want to. Because some of them you have to get down, like, right to the edge. And the thing is, you can easily go over that and accidentally just kill someone and look like, oh, you're screwed. And I thought
Who do you think,
Oh, hold on, go ahead.
Who do you think hired Muffet?
I thought it was Flowey, and then I thought it was Undyne. So one of them I figured had to hire her, but I ruled out Undyne once I realized that it wasn't. But like she said, they told her that we didn't like spiders and all that, and that we stepped. So I figured it was Flowey. Like I was like 90% sure it was Flowey who told her.
Okay, well because I mean, like, okay, so they can transform, they have a smile, they lurk in the dark, and it's like, it could be Mettaton, it could be Flowey.
The reason I think it's Flowey is because, again, Flowey was already talking to Papyrus, so he clearly has some form of connection with the bosses, right?
Also, Flowey can transform his face. Like,
that's what I was gonna say, he can. He does lurk in the shadows. I didn't know you didn't know he followed you throughout the entire game because I kept seeing like when you said it in your Let's Play, like was that him? I was like I knew it was him because I saw him back in the ruins. That was when I first saw him.
No. If you look back in the first episode, you could see him in the ruins. I was like, hey, did anyone else see that? And
I saw him. I went back and I was like, oh yo, there's Flowey. And I kept seeing him. I forgot where I saw him in Waterfall. But
he's in the core.
Yeah, you can see him everywhere. You can see him. He follows you. Also, that's another thing that I thought, like, okay, that I kind of take off from Azrael, why I also don't feel bad for him fully. I mean, he can move. It's not like he's stuck in a stationary place, right? At least you can
but
move.
He can't walk. He doesn't understand the enjoyment of shifting your body weight from one leg to the other in a consecutive motion.
I know, but like it's still better than being like just stationary. Could you imagine being a flower for all eternity, but you can't even like move from the same area?
You know what would have been funny? You know, at the beginning of the game when Toriel shoots Flowey with her fire magic.
Yeah.
What if Flowey set ablaze and died?
That would have ruined the entire game because it would have taken out everything.
No, but would it have been kind of funny though?
Oh yeah, it would have been funny. It would have definitely been funny, but like, also that face Toriel makes when she's mad at everyone, it's funny.
Hey, like, do you remember the face she made, like, when I just sat around doing nothing in my Let's Play?
Sorry, she's just really funny. Oh, the most awkward thing ever happened at the end of the pacifist run when I went back to finally leave. and I talked to everyone, she told the most embarrassing story about me, and I was like, you can pretty much guess what it was, right? But I was like, oh god. I'm like,
Wait, what did you do in front of the dummy?
not the dummy. It was the story of when you first gain the ability to call her. What did I just pull out of my PC?
Oh.
Yeah, you
Okay.
you can already guess where it went. And I'm like, oh god.
Did you call her mom
Yeah,
and then flirt with
no,
her?
I flirted with her and then called her mom. So she told it from that
Oh.
perspective. Oh, trust me, I'm wondering like so bad what the perspective is if you call her mom and then flirt with her. I wonder
Like what I
she's...
did?
Oh, you called her? No, yeah, but she'll never tell the story for you because you killed her.
Well,
Also,
this is my
also,
neutral playthrough.
Please do
I'll
not
go
kill
back.
Undyne. Please do not kill Undyne. Please. I'm begging you.
Okay, look, man, do you really think I want to leave the underground in a state where Metaton is running the secret police?
I don't want Undyne to die. Like, I love her so much.
Okay, look, I'm just saying, do you really think I would go up? By the way, Sans never learns if you kill Toriel. Unless you kill Papyrus. In that case, he has a pretty good idea of what happened.
That's what I had figured. I'm like, there is really no one but Flowey could actually know, unless he tells Papyrus. But then again, you know, like I said, but oh, it was my charger.
Yeah. So if you just kill Toriel, Sans will be like, she must be sick or something. But if you kill, if you kill Papyrus too, he'll be like, she must be sick or something. But and then after that, his eyes will go black, and he'll say, "But we both know that's not what happened."
What is he doing? Is he flipping his eyes back or something? Like, why does his eyes go... Like, I thought... that's what made me believe he had, like, some super godly type powers, because he could teleport and his eyes kept going like that. I'm like, okay, this man must be extremely powerful, but nope, he's just Sans. He is who he is, you know what I'm saying? He didn't change.
He just breaks the rules, and that's it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I felt a little underwhelmed. But, like, it was still a really cool fight. It was nice to see the norms broken.
How'd you like the music?
Oh, really good. Like I said...
Did you know that song, specifically Megalovania, Toby Fox at that point had been working on for 8 years?
I don't want to fall down here. Yeah,
yeah, Megalovania was used in 3 games before Undertale. Not 3 games. It was used in 3 works.
I'm dead. Like Casper, I got 3 health. There was no song in the game that I didn't like. Like, I liked them all. They were all really good. They ranged from okay to just all really good, and almost all of them were just like.
How did you like a Bone Trousel genocide version?
Yeah, I mean it was okay. Asgore's boss theme, that was probably my favorite. It's the only one I have on my phone actually right now. Like that was the one.
I love Finale.
That was the only one. Like, well, obviously I have Hotel on my phone, but I already had Hotel on my phone before Undertale, so you know. Well, before
I have Sans. I have on my phone. I only have Sans, and that's because they used it one time for the Sonic Adventure.
Obviously, I have Hotel because it's like arguably one of my theme songs nowadays. So it's like, which thank you, I haven't been copyrighted for it.
Toby Fox doesn't copyright people for that.
Oh, he doesn't? That is nice. That is really cool. I really appreciate that.
No, yeah, on my in my last 2 Undertale videos, I got copyrighted, but like nothing happens because the copyright holder allows people to use it.
I'm like, okay, I've actually never got for Hotel, so you know it's very cool. I'm happy. It's really good song.
Fox is just he's just cool like that.
He's just a stand-up guy. I wish. Look, now that you told me he works for Game Freak, I want him to do the writing for a mystery dungeon game so bad.
You want him to write a Pokemon game?
No, a mystery dungeon game. Like he in theory he could do it. Like, well, you know, the thing is, mystery dungeon is a lot more even than traditional
Isn't that
Pokemon.
like a different company though? Isn't that not Game Freak?
No, yeah, but like Game Freak still has a lot of authority over what goes down in mystery dungeon, and I believe they have a lot of say so when it comes to the story and the characters, you know, being approved. At least that's what I've always heard, but I'm not sure completely. But like, if it is true, I would love for him to do like the box when he, you know, the boxes, right? Like the yeah, like that is when I saw that, because the only game I had ever seen do that beforehand was you know, Mystery Dungeon. That was the only thing That was the only game that I had ever seen have that like type of storage. I don't know if I'm quite sure something did it before Mystery Dungeon, but I wonder if that is the inspiration for that. Like again, I'm not saying because I'm quite sure something probably did it before Mystery Dungeon.
You
But
know,
like
I watched Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
I haven't watched it yet. I want to, but I haven't watched it
You know,
yet.
something I was thinking about is for the early internet timeline, does Shrek exist?
I do not know. Shrek kind of makes fun of
Wait,
pop
okay, wait.
culture
Does
of the time.
DreamWorks exist? I guess that depends. How successful is the Disney Renaissance?
I honestly,
Yeah.
I don't, I actually do not know. That is a good one. DreamWorks is an
I don't-
infinitely better company than Disney, especially nowadays.
Okay, I don't. Do you think the internet would change anything about the Disney Renaissance?
Maybe not. Disney has always been Disney, right? Disney's problems go back years before like the internet even existed. So it's like,
I, I feel like the internet might influence Shrek.
oh, probably, definitely. Like if meme culture still exists or it exists earlier on than what it did in our own timeline. Because you know memes from the
Also,
90s exist, but they're just not really like memes. So it's like I don't know. It's potential. Like
Another thing to think about though is that Mike Myers, his Scottish accent for Shrek was a thing he did on the whim. It was never planned. So like, what if he doesn't have a Scottish accent?
that might actually be so weird. Shrek not having like you expect Shrek to have a Scottish accent, so if he doesn't have it, it's strange. I never knew that was a thing he did on the whim. I thought that was planned always.
No, it was so funny. He had to redo half of his lines in the movie to add them.
Oh god. Do you know how uncanny it now kind of seems if like Shrek doesn't have that accent? Oh god,
No,
it's
no,
like
so wait, no, wait. Do you think we should do that for the early internet timeline? It's like Shrek. It still exists. It has a few different jokes, but Shrek does not have the Scottish accent.
do you think like okay, but does that ruin the movie? It almost kind of like I don't know.
Okay,
Shrek
no, it might not ruin the movie.
because
but
if you think
Shrek
about
might
it, the
not
only reason I think
Wait.
it's uncanny is because you know, like we know what it sounds like here, but in that timeline, no one would know what it sounds like, so it might just be like the norm and no one really cares.
Okay, what I think might happen though is that Shrek not having the Scottish accent might make the movie a little less funny, which means DreamWorks isn't catapulted into the spotlight like it is before. So DreamWorks has more of like a continuous slow rise into fame rather
But
than
like,
them
what
being
about
catapulted.
what about their other movies like Shark Tale or freaking, you know, Madagascar? All those
Shrek
movies
might
would
not
still
get
be...
a sequel if it's not insanely successful.
Oh, that's
That means-
bad.
And
DreamWorks
if
has
that
always been
happened-
like my favorite animation company, so it's like,
Oh, and if that happens, then Puss in Boots probably doesn't exist.
oh, obviously he doesn't. Without Shrek, he doesn't exist. So
Oh, this is fun. This is fun. I gotta think more about DreamWorks for that.
where? I thought I saw someone up here. The entire timeline is really, it's actually really a cool concept, mostly just because I like Sega and I want to, like I've always,
I started telling people in a different server about it.
did they think all my ideas were stupid?
They thought it was interesting. Although the guy I talked to said Sega Pluto was a dumb name.
What? But that was a real name. Come on, dude. We gotta keep the space theme going. I mean, okay, if you actually just look at it from a perspective, what else do we have to go off of, right? Sega would clearly had a thing for like the space names with the Saturn and.
Also, they said that they didn't like the Kinect.
That guy's harsh, man. But okay, but the Sega
is
Bandai
harsh.
thing, you can't that all makes sense. Like that clearly makes sense because it almost happened in our time. It basically, you know.
He also thought that I made Sega too overpowered.
I
Even
made
though,
Sega
like,
too
they're
overpowered.
not. Like, they're not even really all that overpowered. They dominate in the Saturn, and then they just sort of slip in the 7th and 8th, and then they just sort of slip in the 6th and 7th generation.
But then you also got to think about, like, Sega would have, had they actually really went on to acquire Bandai like they almost did in our timeline, it would have single-handedly made them overpowered. Even during the Saturn era, it would have completely made them the biggest company, the biggest, like, the deal was touted as Sega would have automatically became the biggest video game company in the industry if that deal
Also,
had
the
went
guy
through.
I was talking to, he criticized the fact that I didn't talk about any third-party games, and then I sort of realized
What's like
we
that's
never
too
talked about third-party games.
Okay, but if you talk, but the thing is about third-party games, well, because that's kind of too deep of a hole to get into. There's too many.
Is that too deep of a hole? I mean, okay, like let's just look at Namco as an example. What the hell is Namco doing during all this?
But like that's
like,
a tough question because like
exist?
Namco is just kind of
like what about Tekken?
That is a tough one actually. But I think
Yeah,
Tekken
like,
was
like,
in development before all this, so it's like
Okay,
Casper,
going
I need
into,
help.
Like, the 5th generation, would Pac-Man World exist? How does it run on a Genesis? And how does it run on a Saturn? And maybe N64?
Okay, again, a lot of people misinterpret the Saturn. Okay, a lot of people really keep misinterpreting the Saturn, right? The Saturn, in terms of 3D, right, could do most of the games the PlayStation did. The problem is, people didn't want to work on it because it was hard to develop for. It's not that the Saturn couldn't do these games, because the Saturn could do almost all of these games.
Well, okay, I never...
It would
okay,
just take...
The Saturn had most of the games which were more popular on PlayStation.
Yeah,
Resident Evil,
because
Tomb Raider,
most of the people did not want to
Wipeout.
develop them for PlayStation. I mean, for Saturn. The problem is, the Saturn had two main problems going against it, right? First, it didn't sell well enough, so there was automatically no incentive for lots of developers to port their games to the Saturn, and second, it was hard to develop for. The N64 is the perfect example. It was just as hard as the Saturn, if not harder in some cases, to develop for, but there was still a market for it because a lot of people still had it. So developers were kind of forced, regardless of if they wanted to or not, to develop games for the N64. You'll hear a lot of developers, if you go back and actually look, you'll hear a lot of developers complain about not wanting to develop their games for the N64 because it was such a pain to develop for. So it's like they did it out of necessity. So like if we award that same necessity to Sega's side, a lot of like third-party PS1 games would probably still come to Saturn or come to Saturn as well. So like it's not a power issue. The Saturn could do most of these games.
I mean, it's not a power issue, but one thing to consider is like, okay, so if the options aren't PlayStation 1, like, you know, because our company's really gonna develop, like, put in the resources to develop for N64 and Saturn, which would both be notoriously difficult to develop for.
Like you kind of got no choice if you want
early
to.
on.
Like
So
like
it's
you kind
early
of have no
on, you'd
choice.
have- well, I mean, there'd be some choices for, like, you know, smaller companies. that
Yeah, but like
can't
no
have-
one
that
is
don't
gonna
have
like
the
if you're looking
resources.
at customer bases, right? Day one, Sega and Nintendo are like we've got millions of users on both sides, like just day one alone that need money, that have games. You're leaving money like on the table, and that's my main argument for like in the 5th generation in our timeline is that like with the Saturn you weren't leaving much on the table by not developing for it, right? Which is a fair assessment. But like with the N64, you were like a lot of people, especially a lot of people who had considered themselves completely loyal to Nintendo at this point, had the N64. You had no choice to develop for it. That's why I said, you know, if you go back and read a lot of developer monologues from the time, they don't want to develop for the N64, but they have no choice because the N64 still has a lot of money. So it's like, if you have no choice, you're going to develop for it, because especially publishers, because remember, back in the day, a lot of publishers didn't even own the companies that developed the games, right? It's different nowadays, the landscape is different, because a lot of publishers own most of the companies that make their games.
Did you know Bandai Namco owns Dimps nowadays?
Yes, I did know that, which was kind
Did
of...
you also know Dimps developed Xenoverse 2?
Yes, I did. Actually, you can see, as soon as you get on the game, you can see their logo.
Oh, no. So you know what's kind of funny? So in the early internet timeline, we might have a scenario where that game ends up existing anyway, because it just so happens that Bandai and Dimps happen to be under the same umbrella.
I know, actually, it could probably, you know, I imagine Sega would do a lot with the Dragon Ball franchise, especially making a lot of their games exclusive. But like I said, the difference was, back in the day, developers, you know, like I said, nowadays, EA, Activision, you know, they all own most of the developers that make their games. previously, most of them did not own developers that made their games, so they had to outsource developers, and developers really had no choice but to do what the publisher said, because guess what? Money, and the publisher wanted money. So, I don't think a third-party support is really an issue, because, like, you kind of don't have a choice. If you want a publisher to publish your game and you actually want to make money, you're going to develop for these consoles regardless of if you want to or not. That's why the N64 still, despite being so notoriously hard to develop for, again, just like the Saturn, if not even worse in some cases, people still had to develop for it because they had... I think, Turok is the perfect example if you know the story of that game. That game went through, like, literal development. Heck, they had to do a lot to get it to even run on the N64, but they had no choice because the publisher pretty much told them you were going to develop this game for the N64 regardless of if you liked it or not. So if the Saturn going in and the PlayStation doesn't really exist, the Saturn going in and the N64 are the only two options. Those are going to be what everyone develops for regardless of if they want to or not. So it's like, I don't think third-party support is ever going to be an issue on the consoles, despite the fact, even if we actually just plan this out a little bit more, right? If there is no Sony, Sega's not really in a rush, so they might have more time. Sega and Nintendo both might actually have more time to develop, out their kinks. And it's not like they're hurting for money in this timeline. So it's very likely, what is that? It's very likely that the Saturn and N64 both aren't as hard to develop for as they were in our timeline. In our own timeline,
Nintendo didn't really rush the N64.
Yeah, but
anyway.
they made dumb choices when it came to freaking
So the
trying to.
N64 is probably about the same as it was in real life because Nintendo wasn't in a rush anyway.
What is that over there? The Saturn is definitely though. The Saturn, like in terms of that, I'm not gonna say it's not still hard to develop for, but I don't think it'll be as hard to develop for as it was before because. Sega's not hurting for money. They're not hurting for time. They can actually take more time. How did he laser me that bad? It's over. How did he still have
the high ground?
How did he still have shield? But no, Sega still has time to develop. They have more time, more money to develop their architecture of the Saturn. It's very likely that it won't be as bad as it was in our timeline. In fact, let me look it up really quick. I gotta see which one was harder to develop for. I never actually looked. Like I said, I heard in some cases the N64 was worse, some cases the Saturn was worse. So it's everything was significantly worse than the PlayStation.
Right? I can't imagine. Okay, so making a 2D game on the N64 is probably a lot harder than on the Saturn.
Oh,
But, making Super Mario 64 is probably harder on the Saturn than the N64. It's probably a case by case scenario, depending on what game you're making.
It's most likely. Oh, yep, it's pretty much exactly that. The Saturn wasn't hard to develop 2D games for, but the 3D stuff was, But like I said, even Super Mario 64 is a game that could run on the Saturn.
It could run on the
It could
Saturn,
run on Saturn if you put the
in
time in. It'd probably take you years,
pain. But it would still be a pain though.
Well, I mean,
how long is a console generation anyway at this time? What, 6 years? Do you really afford to spend that long on developing for one console?
I don't think it'd take that long, but it probably takes more a year or two. Well, probably 2 to 3 years compared to how many did it take on the N64? 1 or 2? So it would take you longer than it would to develop it on the N64, but I don't think it'd take that long. I think again, a lot of the reason we didn't see. You have to think about
though, it's when making the game on N64 though, they have to develop the game from the ground up, come up with levels and designs. When porting it to Saturn, that's a port, not they're not making an entirely new game,
That's what I'm saying. So I believe it can be relatively easy. I think Resident Evil 2 is the perfect example of a game that, despite the fact it was a port, it was still really hard to get to run on the N64. But it was possible, and it didn't take Capcom that much longer than it did to develop the full PlayStation game. You see what I'm saying? So it's it's possible. Resident Evil is on the first Resident Evil is on the Saturn with no problem.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know Resident Evil 2 was on the N64.
Oh yeah,
it is. PlayStation.
No, it is on PlayStation, but it is also on the N64.
Does it run well on?
Yeah,
N64?
it runs decent. It runs about the same.
about the same.
Yeah,
What was
yeah.
even worth it?
Money.
You know, something I always hear about is like I feel like every other millennial and Gen Xer had an N64. So like, how well did it do in the United States? I know it kind of flopped in Japan and Europe, but like in the
Well,
United
like,
States specifically, was it a hit?
yeah, I mean, it did, like, okay, it was either, like, but the argument, like, if you talk about it, you hear the argument shift during that time. It shifted from Genesis versus Super Nintendo to N64 versus PlayStation. You had the Nintendo kids and you had the Sony kids. Like, it shifted pretty heavily. I believe, like,
Yeah, but
in the
was
US,
that
it sold.
only true in the United States? Like,
No,
in the
I heard it's
United.
about, well, in Europe, the thing is, in Europe, it's a lot more complicated, right? Because personal computers were still a thing, but they also really kind of couldn't keep up at this point in time because they were still, most computers were still, like, I think Casper can talk on it a little better than I am.
Oh
I
yeah, 'cause
can,
it's
but like,
Polish.
yeah, Casper, actually you can explain this a little better than I can, right? How was the time frame of like computers versus consoles during that time period?
How old is he?
I believe he's like
2002.
a year
right?
older. No, he's a
Definitely
year
before.
older than me. Obviously, he wasn't born, but I believe he knows his video game history as well as we do. So, and being someone from there, I'm pretty sure he probably grew up around some of those computers as well, right? So, I mean, I think he could probably speak better on it than I can. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. I don't know. I've never even seen a GameCube or original Xbox.
Really? Wait, really?
Yep. My big
Yeah,
brother
I've never
stole
seen a
them.
GameCube. I seen the original Xbox like once.
I know I don't have.
No,
an
yeah,
original, but I have-
I've never physically. Okay, keep in mind, I was born in 2006, so by the time I was born, the 360 and the PS3 were
and the
pretty much
Wii
out.
were
The
out
Wii,
as well, or was
yeah,
coming
so
out
like
for Christmas.
the seventh generation was pretty much already out by the time I was born. You know,
I
the
have
only
a
reason I
GameCube.
saw a PlayStation, the only reason I've seen a PlayStation 1 before is because the church I used to go to has one.
I have a PlayStation 1 too. I have a GameCube for PlayStation 1, so it's like, it's a bit unfair for me.
Can you send pics of those, by the way? I want to see those things, especially the original Xbox. I don't know what it looks like.
I don't have the original Xbox, but
Oh,
I know my dad has one. I do not have one. It is not mine, and it's not near me at the moment. It's actually in
how
Florida.
unfortunate.
But, um, I can send you pictures of the PS1 and GameCube. I definitely.
Yeah.
I
I actually saw a PlayStation. I found a Wii at
actually,
a thrift
funny
store
enough,
for $35.
yeah, I did too
I
one
should have
time.
bought it.
Yeah, you should
I
have.
should have bought it. It was $35.
No, I seen
Think
one
about
too,
that.
and it was a big bundle at one of the thrift stores, right? And it was like it came with 2 nunchucks, 2 controllers. I didn't buy it because I already had a Wii.
Okay, no, there was no Wiimote. There was no Wiimote, but there was a nunchuck. Dude, I could
For-
have modded that thing.
Oh,
I
dude,
could have
listen.
used it to learn.
Motu, listen. I hacked my Wii with my phone. You could have done it with your phone. I hacked my no joke. I hacked my entire Wii with my phone, with a phone, and it wasn't even a
This
current
is like
phone.
some Watch Dogs stuff.
No joke. It was an entirely it was an old phone. It predates the phone I had for when I was originally making content on my YouTube channel. I hacked my
what?
Wii.
Oh, come on. Dude, I should have bought that Wii. It was $35.
Yeah, you should have brought the freaking Wii. That was dumb. Dude. Okay, I can probably find you a Wii online if you're if you want me to. But
Dude,
you
I
should.
don't have a debit card. I can't just go and buy that.
You have a mom. Just ask your mom. It's not that hard.
Eh.
Yeah, but my Wii was the first console I actually used to. It was the first one I hacked. Like the first ever console I had bought it was my Wii, and it was fun. It was fun, and it was
Every day a still very small part of me, but like a growing part of me is like, man, PlayStation looks kind of cool. I think a part of me is getting over the whole console competitive thing.
Okay, I'll never get over it because, well, obviously I'm past the point of time where I can get over it. Because I still, despite the fact I wasn't born in that era, I still feel insanely, being the Sega fan that I am, I still, it still hurts, to not see the company you kind of fell in love with, not, make consoles anymore, despite the fact you weren't there to see it for yourself. It still hurts, you know what I'm saying? I've seen all those.
Also, for me, also for me, I love the Xbox, but like I'm not in love
Oh,
with the
also
Xbox.
the main
same
reason,
way I
the
am
main
with-
reason I can't stand Sony, and this is even bigger. This is even bigger than the whole Sega thing. I can't take the controller. I can't. It's so bad. And yes, you can buy an Xbox style controller, but that just kind of defeats the point of like even buying a PlayStation, right? If I'm just gonna buy it and then buy an Xbox style controller for it, it's like, what's the point? I might as well just buy the
like,
Xbox
for
that I
me,
was gonna buy anyway.
I think the reason I'm warming up to Sony, there's like a lot of reasons, but for me, it's like that my reason for hating them was how they treated their workers. But like the more and more I learn about business, the more and more I realize just how commonplace this is with Japanese companies. So I'm like, so, that doesn't phase me anymore.
Yeah, you ever heard
I
of
used to
Konami?
hate their I used to hate their movies, but like they've made Spider Verse. Like at this point, it's really hard to hate their animation studio anymore because like they make quality stuff. Now that I've watched it.
And plus also for me, like another example of why this at this point in time I will like never transition to Sony is because, well, all their games come to PC now. So if you got a PC, it negates all the issues like whatsoever. Because now all of their games are coming to PC. Same for Microsoft. It's like the console war is dying, but it's like you don't like if you got a PC, you don't like really need anybody, right? Like the PS3
I'm not
is
a computer guy, and I don't think I care too much.
the PS3 is like easy you can emulate it. The PS2 as well. Like the PS4 is even like almost there. Like the emulation for the PS4 is like it's nowhere near done, but like it exists. It's possible. It will at some point become good enough for you to
What
do
about
it.
for
So it's like
360?
360 is still up and coming. I mean,
What
Xenia
about
is here.
original
It's
Xbox?
also
What
really
about
up and
original
coming.
Xbox? I never see anything for that.
Because it's too hard. It's too hard. Microsoft, the emulator that Microsoft developed for the 360 that allows it to play 360 games, even it's not 100%, and it's still hard. Like it took forever for Microsoft to get it up and running. The original
That
Xbox
just shows how powerful the Xbox is.
yeah, the original Xbox is still an insanely powerful console to this day. Like it is still one of the biggest consoles that is like people mod because it is so powerful even to this day. Like it is so hard to like get an emulator. Like the emulator is coming, but like not even 50% of games work on the emulator. I think it's more like 25%.
I heard the original Xbox was the last generation where a console was more powerful than the modern computer tech.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was for sure. That was the last.
I heard with like 360 and PS3, it was relatively close, but like
yeah, it
PS4
was.
and Xbox One.
Yeah,
like
it was gone. It's gone.
overshadowed.
Yeah, it was completely gone. The early 360, arguably by late 360 era, the graphics cards that were coming out were like waves ahead of the 360 and PS3 even. Like by the end, by getting close to I'd say like 2010, most graphics cards were getting to the Xbox One and PS4 era that early. So, it was pretty much.
This statement might get outdated at some point. It probably will. But I have a sort of like little gut feeling that where computers are moving towards, like a ceiling is going to be hit relatively soon, where you don't really need all that much more power for anything relevant. Like,
I don't know, because it's like games keep getting bigger and bigger. But then again, the idea of a PC for gaming is...
Okay, well, I mean, with games getting bigger and bigger, that sounds like more of a storage issue rather than a power one.
No, not like bigger as in terms of but bigger in terms of graphics. Like they are getting more and more realistic as time goes on. But also,
I mean, more and more people are complaining about how games are just sort of realistic now, and those don't have style, and like how they get outdated.
But the entire argument for both PCs and consoles also kind of holds up because PCs will, regardless of games or not, will have to continuously get power as like things like AI and things evolve. PCs will need more and more power to keep up with that and the cloud and servers and all.
Yeah, but how much
like,
of that? I don't know.
The idea of gaming anyway, the idea of gaming, regardless of if we like it or not, it's moving towards cloud. So the cloud will replace everything. PC. If anything, PC will always be the last frontier for gaming, because eventually consoles.
But the cloud still relies on storage.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like PCs will eventually.
I mean, if you have the cloud, there's no reason the Xbox and like PlayStation couldn't, not exist. In
What
that
would
sort of
who
world.
would use them? The cloud is like Microsoft and Sony are the main two people move. Well, more so just Microsoft.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's like Microsoft and
Knocked
Sony
one.
could,
One
in
is one.
theory, be scummy, where they like have their own cloud thing, and you need their bombs.
Well,
Like,
Microsoft is already not being
those-
scummy because they've already like negated this entire
Although
thing.
Microsoft isn't, but I'm saying in theory.
Sony probably could, but like at that point, what's the
I think
point of?
Sony and Nintendo. I think Sony and Nintendo will definitely do this. Like once cloud becomes the norm. I
But
think
okay,
Sony
at that
and
point,
Nintendo-
right? At that point,
Yeah.
like that completely, no one's gonna. They would actually have a tough time surviving because who is going to
Well,
buy?
I mean,
like,
Nintendo
there's no.
runs off of their IPs though, so Nintendo could definitely get away with it.
I don't like. No, I don't. But then at that point, there's no point in for Nintendo switching to the cloud whatsoever. Then there's no point in Sony even doing it, right? So it's like if you're gonna do that, why would you even bother switching to the cloud? So I believe they're probably gonna be the ones to push back on it, right? Because like it makes no sense for them to even bother switching over if they're just going to pretty much keep the same mentality. The entire point of the cloud was that you didn't need a console to play everyone's games, and
Do
it's
you
not
think
like
the Xbox will die? By the way, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you think the Xbox will die out within the next generation or two? Sales have been readily declining in proportion. To
actually
the,
no,
PlayStation.
no. Have you seen the Xbox
Not the
Series X and S
Xbox-
sale?
No, not the Xbox brand, but like
No,
the
no.
Xbox
I mean the
One.
actual like consoles, Series S and X. The sales have been decent. Of course, Microsoft still takes a hit on every console.
I mean,
they
they're
sell, but,
still
like,
getting absolutely annihilated by Sony, and they're doing worse than the One right now.
actually, not really. They are like. Have you actually looked at the numbers? They are close. Like, they are a lot closer than everyone thinks they are.
Let's
This
see,
is not like this generation is
32
not.
million. Oh, okay. No, never mind. Last time I checked, Sony had pushed like. No, last time I checked, Microsoft pushed like 15 million units out. No, they're at 20 million right now.
I told you, it's getting, and like it's at the point of time now where it's getting, the gap is getting, like this is not the reason the gap was so large the last generation was simply because Microsoft tried to push this all type media thing in the early Xbox One generation. The like last generation would have probably been as close as like the 360 generation was, because if Microsoft would have kept focusing on the gamer instead of trying to turn the Xbox One into this godly media consumption device that you could use to buy
I mean,
games.
that's
and
kind of how the PlayStation 2 worked, right? Or it
But-
was
but no,
this
the
next to
PS2
DVD
didn't-
player.
like it kind of got, yeah, but that was a different standpoint. Physical media was a thing. Your average gamer by this point, right? And like your average gamer by this point didn't care about, like, because we're talking about 2013, right? Smart TVs were a thing at this point. They were, you know, getting relatively cheaper. Everyone had a phone, or everyone had some type of media player already. No one really
Okay,
needed.
well, I mean, I was 7 at that time. I wouldn't know about smart TVs.
You know, no one
I used-
really. I had a CRT TV. I didn't have one either. I had a CRT TV until 2016.
You know, for the earlier parts. of my life,
I'm not
I just
ashamed to
ran-
admit that either.
You know, another thing, I feel like me getting back into the
Hold
Lego
on.
games is also contributing
congrats on your
towards
Lego.
me
Thank
liking Sony more, because I played those Lego games on PS3 with my dad.
I still have
And
a
so
PS3.
maybe it's like me getting back into the Lego games is like inadvertently making me like Sony more, because I'm just feeling nostalgic
But
about
like,
playing.
what happened is, I think everyone just really got. Okay, sorry, Casper. Hold on, here it comes. I think everyone got too comfortable with the idea that Microsoft was just defeated so badly last generation that they didn't think.
No, I don't think of. Okay, well, look. To be fair, when I last did check, Microsoft was getting absolutely crushed.
Like the
All
okay,
right.
it has to do with Microsoft's game plan this time has finally shifted. You know, last generation, it was all about media. How can we get this person and that person who doesn't even care about
What
games
even
to buy our
is
console?
their marketing anymore?
Well, now
I've
it's
not
just,
seen-
now it's games. Companies, games. They have finally taken the Sony approach where they are trying to have every single amount like of games that they can have. They have the exclusives now. There are exclusive reasons to buy. There are reasons to buy an Xbox nowadays if you want like all Bethesda's exclusive games. You know, we got the Elder Scrolls 6 about to come soon enough. You know, the next Fallout. There are reasons now. It's starting to pay dividends as to why you would buy an Xbox. Last generation.
Oh yeah.
Last
How would you
generation.
feel if? Oh, how's the Activision deal going?
Actually, it has actually just took a turn for the better. Actually, believe it or not, because I forgot who was.
Microsoft winning.
Somebody has actually just approved it. A big person has a big country or a bloc. I think the EU has moved closer to approving it. Like it's getting very close.
Oh?
The idea because okay, listen, in Microsoft's defense, right? Sony is the only one really trying to hold it back because they know if Microsoft does, like they know once Microsoft does, like okay, right now Microsoft is only signing deals with everyone to keep Call of Duty on their consoles. For Microsoft isn't stupid, right? They're not dumb. Some people think that, like, again, a lot of people underestimate them from last generation and they think they're stupid. Microsoft isn't dumb. They know that if they sign these deals with these companies for now, by the time next generation rolls around, right, those deals will be up or at least midway through next generation and they can automatically make all games exclusive to their console. They're not stupid.
I'm like 90% sure, though, that they're buying these, like, that they want to buy Activision for the mobile games. Because of the Candy Crush.
No, it's because of Call of Duty. It's because of Call of Duty. 100%.
Oh, okay, no, but stop. No, think about this though. With this, they get like Candy Crush. You know how much money is in Candy Crush?
Yeah, but like even more or equally as much is in Call of Duty. Look, you got to think of Microsoft's game plan, right? Okay, so
there's no way even more is in. Okay, but like you get what I mean though, right?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But
like
Xbox Game Studios has been quite interested in like trying to move into the mobile market.
But no, it's
also
just
with recent controversies with like Fortnite and Epic Games and Apple and Google, maybe Microsoft wants to move in there.
And Sony is not dumb. The reason they're trying to block it so hard, they aren't stupid. They realize that Microsoft, they signed a 10-year deal with Nintendo to have Call of Duty on there for the next 10 years. They signed a 10-year deal with Boostroid.
You're cutting out, by the way. I didn't hear.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna have to unplug my controller because.
So yeah, but you were saying they signed a deal with Nintendo. Boosteroid guy.
No, hold on. Dude, why can't I move whatsoever? Am I still cutting out?
No.
Okay, I can move now. Okay, it was weird. No, but Boostroid is like a cloud gaming service. They've signed 10-year deals with tons of cloud gaming services. Nintendo. They offered one to Sony, but Sony has rejected it because Sony isn't dumb, right? The reason Microsoft is saying, hey, sign this deal and we'll put every Call of Duty on your console for the next 10 years, right? Is because they need the deal to go through, right? Once those 10 years are up, by the time next generation rolls around, like midway through next generation, when all those deals expire, Microsoft is just going to make Call of Duty exclusive to the Xbox, and guess what? Now you got to buy an Xbox if you want Call of Duty. Microsoft makes money.
I have a real feeling that this generation is going to be way longer than the last one.
Yeah. The main reason, okay, look, a lot of people seem to forget, right, that Microsoft, like, a lot of people act like the 360 was generations ago, right? Because the Xbox 360 damaged Microsoft's reputation. Not the 360. The Xbox One damaged to Microsoft's reputation so bad because there was no reason to buy an Xbox. What exclusive games were you gonna get? Halo 5. That was considered to be one of the weaker titles in the series, right? So it's like there was no exclusive because
Sea of Thieves. You were gonna get Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, that was on PC. But like nowadays, Microsoft has begun to take this standpoint. They're not going to take it anymore. That's why the Xbox is finally doing well, because they are finally waking up to the fact that if you want your console to succeed, you need first-party titles, right? You need them. You have to have them. That's the only reason Sony has a monopoly over gaming is their first-party titles, right? And that's the only reason. Again, don't forget the 360 defeated the PS3 for 90% of the generation. Only reason Sony actually managed to edge the generation at the end was because Microsoft discontinued the Xbox One the 360 a year earlier than Sony, and then that year they ended up selling an extra 1 million units, allowing them to take the victory with 87 million versus Microsoft's 86 million, right? So it's like Microsoft still isn't dumb. The leadership of the company during the Xbox One era was just focused on trying to make the Xbox One a media center instead of the games. Microsoft buying all these companies, they have essentially said, hey, guess what? Come by the end of this generation, we're gonna have full control over like hundreds of really good first-party games. Look, they're bringing back Fable, Starfield. They got all these first-party games coming. like even a game like Deathloop, which was supposed to be exclusive to Sony, Microsoft bought Bethesda, and so now the game, then they cut the deal off and said, hey, we're still gonna honor it for a little while, but it's no longer gonna be fully exclusive to Sony. And Sony's scared. They know. The thing you guys gotta learn about Sony, right? Sony on paper has no abilities to compete with Microsoft, right? Microsoft is $1 trillion company. Sony isn't even half that, right? Sony makes the majority of their money.
Probably not even a quarter of that.
Sony makes a majority of their money, right? Believe it or not, even like compared to movies and music, the PlayStation is like 90% of their revenue, right? Like it's the truth, right? So
wait, really? It makes that much more?
No, literally, it is that the PlayStation is 90% of Sony's revenue, right? And Sony knows.
Really, movies and music are like not.
I promise you, the
I could
PlayStation.
have sworn that the animation studio in Columbia Pictures would make more money than that.
The PlayStation is a majority of Sony's revenue, and Sony knows that if they lose their market share edge over Microsoft, they're done. Like they're not going to be able to hang on. In terms of like, well, they might have to pull a Sega and get out of the console market because it wouldn't be viable for them anymore, right?
I don't think Sony's ever leaving the console.
I don't think because look, they realize that Microsoft has the potential if Microsoft ever truly wanted to, right? They could just dominate the gaming industry right away by just like literally buying everything. Heck, Microsoft could probably buy Sony if they wanted to, like if they truly had an all-out effort.
I think Japan would have blocked that.
I don't know, probably, maybe, potentially.
Sony is heavily subsidized by the Japanese government. I don't think, the Japanese government would be happy if an American company just went. Japan's not doing that well economically anyway.
No,
right?
I'm not saying like but I mean like if we're just talking about like on a capacity standpoint, Microsoft they could buy Sony probably like 3 times over and still walk out of it fine. You see what I'm saying? Sony's not dumb. Microsoft, if they truly put like a good 90% of their resources towards gaming, they would dominate the market within 5 years, right? Because they have the ability to literally just pump out thousands of first-party games, and the reason people are taking notice now is because they know with these investments from Microsoft come soon enough. Microsoft, if there's a Crash 5, for example, right, Crash Bandicoot 5, it's going to be most likely exclusive to Xbox, right, and they're going to take that and it's gonna be exclusive. And isn't it ironic that Microsoft now owns Sony's mascot? And Sony's only
Wouldn't it also come out on PC?
Well, potentially. Again, we all have to remember, Microsoft has the ability to snap their fingers and just take away a lot of big franchises from the gaming industry and make it exclusive to Xbox. The only reason Microsoft isn't doing that is because Phil Swift is nice, right? I was
thinking that they didn't do it because then. You know how like Apple and Google have been getting under fire recently? I figured like Microsoft is trying to avoid controversy.
Not really. Microsoft could probably care less. Like there's nothing that can be done to them, right? In terms of like, yeah, Apple and Google are coming under controversy, but what has really happened to them out of it? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, big tech under whole has been kind of suffering.
Like there's nothing that really will happen to. Like none of us are just gonna stop using.
Sega Slayer, by the way, did you see what happened to Apple and Meta stock?
No, what happened?
Oh man, they plummeted hard.
Ooh. Good on them.
Like Meta lost over 100%.
Oh, Meta! Oh yeah, I see what happened to Meta. Oh yeah, I was really upset. I was really sad.
Apple, it's not been nearly as bad for them, but their stock has been going down a lot.
Apple is I try my hardest to talk because a lot of people around me. I've always been that tech guy, right? So I'm the guy that most of family and friends come to when it comes to tech purchases and things like that. And I've talked a lot of people out of buying an Apple product because it's okay. First off, it's an overpriced paperweight. That's number one. Number two, like if we're talking about on both a PC and a phone standpoint, they're inferior to the competition, right? Like I don't know about you, but as someone who is
my phone's a little outdated by now, but how would you say a Galaxy Note 8 is nowadays?
Still I'd still take it over an iPhone, and I'll tell you why. The thing about, and it's still like really good in terms of like emulation and stuff like that. As someone who is more tech savvy, I like having complete control over my devices, right? I don't like the idea of Apple telling me really what I can and can't do with my phone. Not to mention throttling. Apple loves to throttle their old devices when a new one comes out so you can buy their new phone, right? So their phone will actually genuinely, on purposely, like an iPhone 5 could probably still run decently today if Apple wasn't throttling it so hard. And throttling gets worse with each new generation, right? So like nowadays an iPhone 4 and iPhone 5 are basically unusable. The same thing is arguable for an Android, but like if the thing about Androids are they are so like open that if I took an Android 4 phone, I could probably flash it with Android 7 and use it relatively well today, relatively easily. You see what I'm saying? Apple's lockdown nature means once they throttle their phones, which they will do, you are pretty much screwed. And they could look again. Let me explain to you something. Apple could easily push a button today and make the iPhone 5 usable again, but they refuse to do it because they want you to buy their new phones, right? And I'm just using the iPhone 5 as an example because it was, one of the most popular iPhones ever. So like,
Sega Slayer, I just had a dumb idea. You know
What's
the
that?
NES and Sega Genesis and PlayStation Classics?
uh-huh.
What if Apple made the iPhone Classic Edition?
That would actually, I mean,
Or maybe the Apple Pippin Classic.
I'd buy it. I'd buy it. It'd be funny enough just to buy it, right? Like, genuinely.
Do you think Bandai Namco would approve that?
I don't know, actually. What's that over there? Okay. But the idea is just Apple is a lockdown platform. Like, if anyone ever is wondering, do not buy an iPhone.
Also,
like,
I looked into that. Was the Pippin even really an Apple console? It seems like Bandai had way more control over that than Apple did. And like,
well, I mean, it
Pippin
had
was more
Apple.
like-
It technically had Apple's branding on it, so I mean, that
Well, I mean,
by
yeah, but
default
wasn't
kind
And
of
the
then
Pippin
a
more like?
modified version of Mac OS.
yeah. So it's pretty much like it's an Apple console.
I mean, I don't know. Like the PS2 ran on Linux. Does that make like PlayStation a Linux console?
Well, Linux
or-
is a free distribution anyway. No one technically fully has control over Linux, so it's like anybody could use it regardless of, like anybody. Like there, it's not like Windows, for an example. Like Windows is a platform that you have to get a license from Microsoft to use. I can throw Linux into anything, and it's still my property. Linux is open source; anybody can use it, right? So it doesn't matter. Like the Switch, that runs Android. So like I'm like it runs a modified version of Android. I'm like 90% sure.
So what would you call the Switch a Google console?
Well, no, because Nintendo is probably paying some type of commission. Like you might not see it publicly, but I guarantee you, Nintendo is paying some. And also, Android is actually also open source if you use stock Android. So Nintendo is probably just using stock Android, and like. If you want Android with Google features, you gotta pay Google. But if you want to just take stock Android and use it, you can use it completely without giving any credit to Google and use it for free. It's all up to you. Oh no! I was talking about Google,
Hey,
right? And the Hey Google thing came up on my phone. No! It's doing it again.
Hey Sega Slayer, how would you react if 7-Eleven bought Sega?
I would cry. I don't want. That's my biggest fear in gaming. Right? No, look, my biggest fear in gaming is that Sega will eventually be bought by someone.
Wasn't Sega bought out by Sammy?
No, technically that was a merger.
No, it was a merger, but wasn't like the deal of
No,
the merger
Sega retained most of. Sega dominates that merger. I'm like Sega is like Sega's management. It's similar to like Warner Brothers Discovery, where like Warner Discovery just dominates
Isn't
Warner
Discovery
Brothers now.
running Warner Brothers?
Yeah, and I really
yeah.
hate that. Despite Warner Brothers being the bigger company in the deal, Discovery got the management roles, which is just unfair and just kind of because they clearly are ruining Warner Brothers, right? Like he has a sniper. Oh my God, he got me. But
Okay,
no.
Wait. I had an idea. Do you think in the early internet timeline you can stop Warner Brothers from being bought out by AT&T?
I do not know. I do not know. I think.
No, if we do that, that would completely change Cartoon Network's history. It would change WB. Like, all of this stuff would change. So, like, do you think it's something we should do?
Maybe not. Well.
Oh, the .com bubble burst? Like that thing? Do you think that happened at the same time, or do you think that's later, or maybe earlier?
Maybe the same time.
So, like, if it's earlier, we could kill Amazon.
Oh, I don't want to kill him. Like, should Amazon die? I mean, because eBay, would
No, because
mostly
Amazon had to downsize massively because of that, and Amazon had to go back to being U.S. operated only. It was really bad. So if we have it even earlier, like we could shut them down.
That's pretty tough. I don't know. And then you also ask yourself the question: is a world without Amazon better or worse? Right?
Well, the question is not whether or not a world without Amazon is better. The question is whether or not it's more interesting.
Yeah, I guess. Yes, you're right. I maintain though, like if Sega is ever brought out by anybody, because I also had a fear they would be bought by Amazon. Like I am probably quitting gaming. Like that's it for me. Goodbye Sega Slayer 64. Goodbye gaming. I don't think like that
You
would
know what
be.
I think would be? You know when you said that Sony would be the worst company to buy out Sega? I disagree. You know who'd be worse?
Who?
Meta.
I still disagree with that. I believe Sony would be
Uh,
by far the worst.
well, okay, well, actually, to be fair, Sonic games in VR would be awesome.
I think if Sega had to be bought by anybody, which please God I forbid it, if Sega had to be
Only
bought by
good gaming companies.
only that's what I'm saying. If it had to be anybody, I think you could probably guess what I'm gonna say, but the best option for me is Microsoft by far. If they would just be like the best option to do it. Again, they already take a lot of, and this is not even me. This is them admitting it themselves. A lot of their influence comes from Sega. Most of the reason the original Xbox exists is partially because of their work on the Dreamcast. The original Xbox is often held as the Dreamcast too, because everything, like the controller is basically a Dreamcast controller with extra buttons, right? The Xbox is where most of Sega's sequels went after the Dreamcast. Everything Microsoft did, especially regarding software wise, they kind of took inspiration from Sega. Their edgy marketing campaigns were again something else that came from Sega. They are by far the best choice to do it, but I'd still probably quit
Well,
gaming.
you know what would be a fun timeline idea? What if, it's like, let's say the Dreamcast, while it still exists, Microsoft buys Sega then.
That's tough. I would hate that. So, well, no, because, well,
Okay, well, in that timeline, no one would ever really be able to know what would happen the other way around.
yeah.
But like to us, like Microsoft is saving Sega by doing that.
Also, it would actually mean that Microsoft would most likely keep the Sega branding. Actually, I heard an idea. Most of the ideas are around that. Like, if Microsoft ever did buy,
I don't know. I feel like Microsoft would take over the branding. But
yeah,
like,
that's the
you know,
thing.
it would still
That's
be
the
Sega
but
in nature.
that's
Still be
the
Sega in
thing.
nature. It would still be like Sonic Team and like Sega.
The idea, though, the idea has always been, yeah, that the Microsoft, the brand would still be like, you'd still get whatever next Sega console you get. The idea, even nowadays, and they've thrown this around a lot, is that if Sega ever was brought by Microsoft, Microsoft would completely change the branding of their consoles in Japan to Sega, because Sega is a more well-liked and recognizable brand than Sega, especially like, in Japan than Microsoft is, and it would actually probably help out the Xbox a little bit more because, again, Sega is everywhere in Japan. You can't walk down a street without seeing something owned by Sega. Like, literally, they own...
It might happen in Europe, too. So it would only be in the United States, where Sega's kind of a dead name, and, like, Microsoft would be a lot more famous there.
I would, for sure.
Also,
like,
Microsoft is the homeland of... the United States is the homeland of Microsoft.
Like, if this ever did come to fruition, and Microsoft really did buy Sega and rename all the consoles in Japan, like, rebrand them all to Sega consoles, I would 100% only buy the Japanese consoles from here on out. Like, that's how it would go for me. I'm not even joking.
So you would have like the Sega. So it would be like the Sega Xbox.
I'm not. I think they would change the name to something just like I would just import Japanese consoles. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Well, actually,
I mean, like,
yeah.
So Sega would be a lot more recognizable in Europe than Microsoft.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, most European people still use Windows, so it's like it's still
Windows,
a huge.
But I don't know. Do you really think it would do well there? If they kept the Microsoft name?
It's doing actually.
To use Linux and Macs are overpriced.
Wait, what you said? Yeah, the thing is, most people still, like, even to this day in Europe, people still buy the Xbox. Like, the Xbox only doesn't do well in Japan. It still does okay in Europe and America.
Really? I thought it was completely flopped in Europe.
No, it did not.
I was under the impression that
Especially the
360 was the
360.
only system that did well. I said, look, you didn't let me finish. I said I was under the impression the only system that did well was the 360.
No. The original Xbox did moderately well too. Just not.
But
I
not
mean,
the one.
obviously it didn't. But then again, nothing did well when you actually hold it up next to the PS2, right? It's like that
Also, wait a
console
minute,
is.
how is the Series X doing in Europe?
It's again, they're all doing really well. Again, and also don't forget another reason the Series X is doing really good is because of the Series S. That's another really like that price point to get into the modern day like era of gaming. It is so good. Like you can't
I have
beat
a
it.
shield potion. Do you want it?
No, I have 2 of them. We're good. But like Microsoft, everything Microsoft is doing nowadays is so much smarter than everyone else. That's why they are gradually like Microsoft. Let's be honest here. Microsoft probably won't win this generation because it's just precedent at this point. But like this generation will be a lot closer than last generation will. And
Honestly, it's like last time I checked, PS5 was at like 20. Last time I checked, PS5 was at like 28 million, and the Xbox Series X/S was at like 15 million. So I just assumed they were getting crushed even harder, but no, PS5's at 32 million now, and Xbox stuff is at 20.
That's a look. That I mean, if we just look at the growth there, like like I said, this generation is going to be a lot closer. But again, keep in mind, once all these deals are done, and by the time next generation rolls around, and Microsoft truly does have this, just like, because if we just look at how things are going, right, this is the era. This is the era where
Do you think we'll even have a new console in the 20s?
No, yeah, we will. The next generation will definitely be a console, but it'll probably be an all digital.
But think about it though. Like the first 3 years were like nothing for both systems because of COVID and all that stuff. Like barely anyone bought the new console.
Actually, but Microsoft actually, that was when Microsoft actually had a hand over Sony, simply because the Series S was actually relatively well available during that time period. But like next generation, right? Microsoft nowadays, if you buy into Microsoft, you're buying into, it's almost like you're an investor, right? Because now Microsoft is showing you that by the end of this generation, and especially by next generation, they're gonna have a monster lineup of first party games, right? They're gonna have, like, again, keep in mind, these are not small franchises, right? Microsoft is gonna have, Elder Scrolls, which is Skyrim. They're gonna have Fallout. They're gonna have these monster size. Huh?
I thought Skyrim was Bandai Namco.
No, Skyrim is Bethesda. It's the Elder Scrolls. The actual series name is the Elder Scrolls.
Oh, I could have sworn Bandai Namco. I'm probably wrong. Maybe I think it was something else.
These guys are serious, but like Microsoft, by the time next generation comes around, I firmly believe that the ball is in Microsoft's court, personally. Just because of, like, again, Microsoft is going to have
I think the ball is in Nintendo's court, to be honest.
Well, I mean, what can Nintendo do after the Switch? It's Switch 2 or, like, it's literally just Switch 2 or nothing, right? So it's like...
Okay, I mean, like, Nintendo... Okay, so it's
if
like,
Nintendo goes back to making, like, standard consoles, like, I mean...
Do you want the sword?
They have no...
Oh, no, you can have it. That's what I'm saying. So it's like Switch 2 or nothing, right? So it's like...
I think Nintendo... It's not even necessarily Switch 2 or nothing. Like, I don't think anyone would have ever seen the Switch or the Wii coming. Who knows? Nintendo might have something radically different up in store.
What? Okay, but genuinely, what can Nintendo do insanely different? Unless they maybe got into VR. What is it that Nintendo, at this point, like, motion controls are here...
I don't know. Nintendo's really into that blue ocean mindset of making new stuff up. Who knows?
I know, but I'm trying to like brainstorm genuinely. Like, what is it? What boundaries have Nintendo like not crossed yet? Like, I don't like dual screen. They've done that. The whole touchscreen thing. They've done that. Motion controls. They've done that. Okay, and now like literally hybrids. They've done that. Which it's not like that concept hadn't been done before. Again, Sega Nomad.
I mean, who knows? There's probably way more stuff you can do with the hybrid idea. We haven't thought of.
I honestly, to be honest, I kind of really wish Nintendo would like go back. A lot of people speculate Nintendo would go back to like a type of DS style console, and I'd really love that. I personally, I've always been a big fan of how Nintendo kept their handhelds and console market split, simply because, I don't know, it gave you 2 entry points, right? It gave you 2 entry points, and there would be radically 2 types of different games, right? And it's like, I really just, as someone, I'm sure you felt this just as much as I did. I didn't want to see the DS die. I didn't want to see it die. Like, I went...
Dude, man. The 3DS,
Oh man, the 3DS and original DS, those two, like I went through an actual depression phase when like the Switch first came out because I was hurt. Like me and you can relate more than anyone else because we're DS and 3DS kids. What about you, Casper? Did you have either one, or like were you a PSP kid, or
PSP.
you were a PSP kid? Oh, that's so
You
sick,
know,
dude.
I didn't have a PSP, but
I
I had
wanted a PSP.
friend that I
But
had a family
in
friend that
school, I saw some of the kids having DSs.
The thing is, like, I
Some
wanted
of them had a PSP, some had a DS.
I wanted to be a PSP kid so bad, so bad. I wanted here's the thing. You guys don't know how close this timeline is for like me as a person, because like had Nintendo as a company for me would have been cut short like way earlier than it was in our timeline. Like I'm probably never gonna buy a Nintendo console again now. Like the Switch is probably it for me. The only reason I brought the Switch, like I said, was because well, at the time, it was cool, number one. And number two, I didn't have, I didn't have a PC yet. I'd never, and again, the thing is for me is I always had the option to get a PC. I always chose not to because I knew what would happened. Like, what I always said would happen is exactly what ended up happening. If I got a PC, I would completely drop consoles and I wouldn't want a console anymore. Like, I don't want the Series X whatsoever. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy the PS5. I don't want either of them. I do, but I don't, right? So, like, unless given an opportunity where I'm given a Series X or a Series S, I'm not going to buy any of the consoles, right? Now, my brother,
What
he's
if
still...
Microsoft stopped releasing games for PC?
I'd buy a console.
What if
I'd probably
you
buy
buy
a
a
console.
console?
Yeah, solely for Halo. Like, mostly for Halo.
What if Sony and Microsoft just decided that they weren't going to support the PC market?
I'm not. My mindset for Sony won't change. Like Microsoft, I'd probably still buy a console just to get their exclusives because I don't mind buying Microsoft. But like my mindset with Sony, like I said, will never change. There's nothing they could ever do to sway me to change. Same thing for Nintendo.
Honestly, by the time I'm an adult, I could see myself buying a PS5.
Well, you probably will. I hate Sony. I hate Nintendo as well. But like Nintendo,
I don't know. I don't. Okay, look, because I love Nintendo, I'm kind of lukewarm on Microsoft, and Sony just looks like they have a lot of cool stuff. And like I said, I think this generation will be the longest one yet. So I could probably still, get one.
The idea for me is that like Nintendo has always been the black sheep that I was stuck with, right? That's the way I can put it, right? Like I had Microsoft. At home it was the Xbox, but on the go it was the DS, and like I wanted something on the go because, well, I grew up in a generation where I wasn't allowed to have a phone until I was 13. So, like, it was DS or nothing, right? And I couldn't get a PSP because... Hold on. No, that fight should have been mine. I couldn't get a PSP because, well, someone had told my mom that you needed, someone had told my mom that PSP only worked with internet, and also that, like, my mom kind of looked at Sony and was like, "Oh, Sony's too mature. They're evil." No, so I couldn't get a PSP, and I grew up, like I said, I grew up in an era where I couldn't have a phone until I had turned 13. So it was DS or nothing for me. So I was stuck with Nintendo regardless of if I wanted to.
You know what I like to think, Sega Slayer? I like to think in the timeline where my big brother gave me his PS3 instead of his Xbox 360. Right now, I'd have the exact same mindset, except I'd be like, man, that Xbox is looking pretty cool right now. I wish I could get next.
Again, if everything had changed, there would be me and you would never meet, right? I would never meet any of you because had I got that
honestly,
PSP,
like the change to the internet alone is probably enough to stop us from ever meeting. We said, there's a good chance YouTube doesn't even exist, and that
yeah. So like, that's probably gonna stop us right there. But like, if we just go back and don't even talk about the internet, like if we just cut back to around 2009, for example, had I got that PSP, it changes everything. We're never gonna meet most likely because I was still young and impressionable, right? Yes, I had I had pretty much at that time line already confirmed my ball was in Sega's court, but I didn't know as much history about Sega as I do now, right? Like Sonic and my ball was only in Sega's court around 2009 because of Sonic. It wasn't until Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing came out until that was when I fully like diverged into this full megalomaniac, I'm everything Sega type person, right? It didn't. The mindset was just Sonic beforehand. So yes, I love Sega, but
You
it
know,
was more so.
in this timeline, like what I'm gonna guess would happen is my big brother, knowing him, he would probably still buy all the consoles because it's just how he is.
I'm the
And
type of person to buy all consoles too. Just not. I even like.
wait,
I own a PS. I'd buy a
wait, you're
PS5,
not letting
but I
me.
wouldn't play
You're
it.
not letting me finish.
Oh, sorry.
Can I finish? So, and I would guess that because it's like, because I would have gotten, okay, because like, okay, what would be the DS replacement, like the Game Boy Touch? That's what we said. And so like, so my first console, like my first ever device was either a Nintendo DS or a Game Boy Advance. The GBA still exists, and so I'd probably have like the Game Boy Touch in GBA. So I'd probably have those. And then when it comes to like my big brother, he's getting rid of his stuff. He'd probably give me his Nintendo console rather than like whatever Sega and Microsoft are doing. So I'm probably just a Nintendo fan in this timeline.
See, one of the things for me that also guided a lot of things when I was a kid was I had a brother who was only 2 years younger than me, so we had to compromise on a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we never shared consoles, but we always shared main consoles back in the day, right? So it's like big consoles we'd always share, but like handhelds we always got our own. Even like by the time the Switches came out, that we were firmly gone from that mindset. Everyone got what they wanted, right? So like for an example, this generation, had I not been a YouTuber and I didn't get a PC, I would have had a Series X, would have had a PS5. That's just the way it went, right? But back in the day we had to agree, and Microsoft was kind of a compromise because I didn't want Sony or Nintendo, and he did want Sony, and so it was like it was our compromise.
Isn't Martian also a Nintendo fan? Or at least he likes Nintendo
In
somewhat?
essence, yeah. In essence, yeah. But like, it's kind of really partially.
Like Sony is his bread and butter. It's
So,
kind of
yeah.
like me and Microsoft, where it's like I like Microsoft, but like I don't really love them. And this is Martian the same way, but with Nintendo.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That's the best way you can put it, right? I've always been the odd one out. Like, even for example, Arbiter is just Microsoft. That's him. That's his court. That's where he stays. It'll always be him, right? That's so. It's like always been the odd one out because here I am, that weird Sega guy. Like, oh, even when I went to public school early on back in the day, I was kind of always the odd one out because I was a Sega fan. You know, there wasn't anyone like me. It was just kind of me. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I'm sure the Bandai Namco kid felt the exact same way.
I don't even think that was a thing, right?
There had to be one kid who was like obsessed with Bandai Namco.
But it's like I had to. I was forced to find the compromise that I had. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, yeah, I could have got a Game Gear or something, but like, am I really gonna sit around the modern day just playing a Game Gear? Like, really?
You know, honestly, in that timeline, given how Sega handhelds are doing, it's entirely possible you want the Xperia, but then get rejected for it being too adult, and then you end up getting like a Game Boy Touch or whatever the thing after that is. That's a possibility.
I don't know.
Too.
The idea of, like, again, Sega exists for me because Sonic Rush was my first ever video game, right? Which,
in this timeline though, Sega handhelds we've established aren't doing too hot.
But I don't think that never has anything. Actually, if anything, I've always been the type of person, I like the weird, the unknown, and the less popular stuff. So that might be something that sways in my favor.
Okay,
that's just always been me.
What if Martian though? What did he want when you wanted a PSP?
When I wanted a what? A PSP? Well, again, we always got our own handhelds. When we got the DSs, he got his own that same day. When it came to handhelds, we never had to share anything. Like, the only reason we shared consoles.
No, I'm not saying you guys would have to share one, but like, I don't know, isn't it possible that you guys would end up getting the same like series of handhelds? You guys would like play the games together or something?
Well, yeah, he probably would have got a PSP. Even if I had gotten a PSP, he probably just would have got one just for the sake of us playing multiplayer back in the day.
There is no PSP in this timeline.
Well, yeah, in this timeline, well, okay, it depends because I firmly believe that like I most likely would not have wanted to go for the most popular option. Like in our own time, like even in our own timeline, I didn't want a
Okay,
DS.
well, if you think about it, if you do think about it, though, we've like said the Xperia is insanely popular for when it comes out, so it's always possible. So it's possible Nintendo becomes a sort of niche option. Because like, how old are you at this point?
20.
Uh,
Oh I'll be what it's more. I'm turning 20 in like a week or two, so it's like
okay, so like in 2010, you'd be like 8 or like 7 or something, right?
no, I believe it was like 5. Wait, no, because I was
5.
5 in like 2008, I believe, right? Yeah.
What year were you born? You were born 2002,
Yeah,
2003.
2003.
Yeah.
Was
Okay,
that-
so you're like 7. Oh, all right, so you're like 7, and by this point, like the Xperia system is probably more popular than like when Nintendo's doing initially. So it's always, so it's possible Nintendo. You know what would be funny? It would be funny if like Nintendo is the more niche option. You wanted the Game Boy Touch, but then your mom says no, and you get the Xperia, so you fall in love with Sony.
Like again, the timeline has complete potential to change. Just had I gotten that PSP, because again, at the time frame I mostly wanted it. Like I never stopped wanting one. I'll always say that. But like I had mostly kind of made up my mind that I wasn't gonna get it by time Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing came out on the DS. But had Sony had they actually managed to get me beforehand, before I truly got into Sega as a whole, because again, it was just Sonic beforehand, right? And the PSP had Sonic Rivals, so that was fine, and it had other Sega games. And Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing did not come out on the PSP, so it's entirely possible that if Sony would have gotten to me before Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing released, they could have had me. It's entirely possible. Because I wouldn't have been inclined to go back and learn more of Sega's history, right? I wouldn't have been inclined. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing and seeing how cool all the characters was what made me... That was what made me go back and say, okay, I have to learn more about Sega, despite the fact I'm only about 7 or 8, like you said. So it has the possibility to change very heavily. I don't know if it
I'm
would.
just saying in the early internet timeline, Sega's on its last legs in the handheld market.
But then we also ask the question, like, am I even born? I mean, again, the internet has nothing to really...
Alright, look, it's been 9 years. Is that
That was
heavily
close.
gonna
Yeah, it was. It really was close.
is that heavily gonna impact your parents' meeting?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm like 90% sure this, like, okay, I'm pretty sure my dad's personality has changed somewhat, but like my mom is 100% the same person. So I'm like pretty sure that they're gonna
I'm
end
like
up
90%
meeting.
sure. Okay, so when it comes to me, I don't know if my dad's personality changes. My mom, probably not, but like potentially. There's like almost no chance whatsoever. It's like the same scenario with me, but I still don't know. Like I can't 100% confirm that I would.
Okay, because okay, like for me though, my mom was born in 1970, and my dad was born in 83. So like, so my mom, the internet's pretty much not changing her upbringing much at all. And for my dad was more of an outdoorsy kid anyway, so I'm not sure if it would significantly change him.
I don't know. I'd have to probably think on it a little bit more, but I don't think. Again, there is potential. There might be a slight chance, but most likely I'm probably still born. To be honest with you.
I'm pretty sure I exist, or at the very least, there is a child named James with the same last name that comes into existence in this world.
I don't know, but like I said, everything about me could just have changed. Like even in our own timeline, it could have all just changed had I got that PSP. I'm so thankful it didn't. I'm glad I didn't get the PSP, but I still like my hatred for Nintendo was always there. Again, I chose Sonic Rush over New Super Mario Bros. There was just something I didn't like about Nintendo even before I had fully got into
Maybe you were just a contrarian.
What's that?
Like someone who just maybe at the a contrarian is someone who goes against what's popular simply for the sake of it.
I am sort of that type of person. Yeah, I'm like that's kind of always been me. I don't know.
That's just the reason you didn't. So like maybe when you were younger, you heard Mario a lot more than Sonic, and kids probably liked Mario more than Sonic because Sonic was kind of, not exactly in the best place during that time. So like maybe that's just the reason you didn't want new Super Mario.
Maybe, I
Brothers.
don't know. I just didn't, and you know, going back nowadays, like I'm glad I made all the decisions I made. I'm glad I am the person I am, but of course, I think everyone is gonna be glad that they are the person they are, and you know. But it's like I'm there. I noticed there were like so many close calls. Like had I got new Super Mario Brothers, or had I gotten that PSP when I wanted to get it, I would have. You know, nowadays I have a PS Vita, and I never got a PS Vita either. By the time the PS Vita came out, right, I didn't even want it anymore. Like I didn't care about it anymore by the time it came out.
You know,
It
I
was,
think for me, like the biggest crossroad in my sort of gaming life would be like if my brother gave me the PS3, and that's like the biggest change that could happen to me.
I had the 360 with the DS, so I had the 360. The biggest change there, actually, what could have changed the console market could have been, so, you want to know why me and Marcin got a Wii U? I've told this story before, but the only reason,
Yeah, I had a Wii U too.
yeah, the only reason
You know,
we got the Wii U was because by the time the generation came around, right, I was firmly in Microsoft's court, he was firmly in Sony's, because last time we,
Was
again,
the Wii U another compromise?
yes, the Wii U was another compromise. It was PS4, Xbox One. I wanted to continue the Xbox thing. He wanted to go with the PS4. I couldn't. It was gonna erupt into a big thing. So I proposed Wii U. I proposed, okay, we already got DSs anyway. You know, hey, at least there's probably gonna be a good majority of Sega games that comes to the Wii U, and I ended up kind of being right on that front, kinda. Because most of the games.
Did you have a Wii back then?
No, not yet. Not yet. We never got the Wii. We had a lot of experience with the Wii, right? Because it was everywhere, but we never. And it wasn't that we couldn't get a Wii. We just never wanted a Wii, so it wasn't that big deal. Like it was never something on our agenda to get. Usually we spent our time getting more DS games because the thing about us, right? And I don't want to sound how you say arrogant with this. We got. Our Christmases were a lot, like, pretty big, okay? That's the way I want to put it. I don't want to make it seem like I'm rich or something, but, like, our Christmases were...
You're like, rich or something?
No, I don't want it to seem like I'm rich or something. I don't want it to seem... But, we had pretty nice-sized Christmases, right? And so, it wasn't that we never had the ability to get... Because we could have got anything we wanted whenever we wanted it, right? For Christmas, in terms of, like... When Christmas came around, everything was on the table, right? We were your nice middle-class family. So, it's like, we could have gotten whatever we wanted. We pretty much chose to get hundred... You want to know the reason I'm so big into, like, bootlegs and shovelware and...
It's because you wanted that stuff?
It's just because I wanted tons of DS games. So I would get sometimes 30 to 40 DS games. Like, sometimes I get an entire trash bag just full of random DS games because I just told my mom to go into Toys R Us and just get whatever games on the shelf she saw. And so I get a lot of shovelware in there, and I became big into that type of stuff and big into bootlegs and stuff like that. And so, that's how I've become big into that, but I could have had any one of those consoles anytime I wanted to, except the PSP. But that was mostly, and the thing is, the PSP, the reason I didn't get the PSP wasn't even mostly because it had more mature games. That wasn't really the biggest reason. The biggest reason, like I said, is that someone had essentially lied to my mom and told her that the PSP needed to be connected to the internet at all times. Right, and so that was that obviously didn't make sense and it makes sense as a purchase for you to buy a handheld console that you can't use on the go, which again that's complete bull. I don't know who said that, but like that was the dumbest thing ever. But it was like it makes sense, right, as to why you wouldn't want to buy that, because it's like, well, what's the point of buying a handheld console that most of the games seem more mature, number one, and number two, you can't even really play it on the go. So it's like but I was around, like, I had played a Wii a ton enough. Like, I had friends who had a Wii. I had been to cousins who had a Wii.
You know what's sad, Sega Slayer? What I just realized?
What?
There's some kids nowadays that will grow up owning a Meta console as their first ever one.
That's crazy, isn't it? That is actually funny and sad at the same time. But it's
or
like...
a KEF console.
Oh, what? Or, you know, but then again, there are also a lot of kids who, because I know there are a lot of kids nowadays who will grow up owning, like, Android consoles are really starting to take hold. Like, again, that's why, like, you might not believe it, but like...
I've never met a single person who owns an Android console.
I
think of
have.
anyone
That's
else.
how I got big into them because I knew someone who had a GP. I knew a couple people that actually chose to get a GPD win over something like the Switch, for example. And that's one of the main reasons I got big into like Android consoles. And nowadays, like again, I've seen a lot of the Odin, for example. There were a lot of kids
Yeah,
specifically.
like Sega Slayer decided to go for the Odin instead of.
Yeah, there's been a lot of like if you go down around to any of the older review videos, they all have high views. In fact, I missed my opportunity to capitalize on most of it. But like the Odin is a console, for example, that is very coveted now. Like people want it, kids. That's why it was sold out for months upon months because anytime one came in stock, it would automatically sell. Android consoles are becoming cheaper. They're becoming better. And in all honesty, they are. If you're looking for a console nowadays, I tell you to go with an Android console over like even a Switch. And the main reason I say this is because guess what? Most of the Android consoles, especially the powerful ones, are starting to become able to emulate Switch. The Odin can actually run Super Mario Odyssey.
Emulating Switch is pretty messed up. Not gonna lie, that's just illegal. There, you're pirating video games.
Yeah, well, I mean that same
Like, they're
argument
still
applies
being
to.
sold. Well, no, it still applies to anything. But
And also,
again,
if you again,
man, I'm not in support of piracy.
no, I'm not
but,
supporting piracy, but like I'm saying, like if you own the copy
Unless
of the
it's
game,
Nintendo games. then
if you
it's
own the
exclusive.
copy of the game, it doesn't really matter anyway, right? Especially if you,
I know that. but,
especially
like,
no, but like
going
if you rip your own games, like if you actually take your cartridge and rip
Yeah, I
the
know,
game
it's not
from your
illegal.
cartridge, it's not piracy, so there's nothing anyone can do, right? So it's like.
Look, man. Oh, okay, yeah, I know. But if you're just gonna tell people, it's like, hey, you can run Nintendo games. It's like I don't know. I just feel like that's asking for piracy.
I didn't say to, but I didn't necessarily. It's not like I said go run Nintendo games. You can do it. I've done it.
Sega
I
Slayer,
own.
I sent you.
I've
something, I sent something on Discord.
Oh, what is it? Okay. I'm not afraid to say I've done it because guess what? I own Mario Odyssey. I own Super Mario Smash. I own Super Smash Brothers. I own any game anyone would want to play on Switch. I probably own it, right? Like I never emulated Breath of the Wild. But I never emulated Switch because I needed to. Again, I've got a real Switch right there. I only did it because I wanted to see how well it runs. It actually runs really good on my PC. But like this is all like there's no emulate. It's completely fine telling people, hey, emulate. If you got your own games that you back up yourself and you want to emulate those, you should have the freedom and choice to do it. Go ahead and do it. I've said that from day one. That is my stance. Like, no, now piracy is different. Now it's not like I'm saying go pirate Mario Odyssey and play it on your Odin. But hey, if you got a copy of Mario Odyssey already, which you most likely do. If you want to emulate Switch in the first place, sure, rip your own game or just play it and you're good. Like that's on you. But the options are there. Like there's an entire catalog. The argument you can't have that argument really for one console and not the others, right? It's either all or nothing when it comes to emulation anyway. And so like even promoting something like the Odin says, hey, you know, like again, the Odin's in a gray area because it doesn't come with anything on it. But again, you don't even have to buy the Odin for emulation, right? The option is there, but you don't have to buy it. Android gaming is another really big thing AYN has focused on, and it is amazing on the Odin. You know, playing these more the mobile games on the Odin, it's really fun.
Hey,
It's
Sega
good.
Slayer.
Yeah.
How would you feel if Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft gave up on the home consoles for no reason and made phones to game on?
It would be funny. It wouldn't really affect me as much because again,
I think Sony already done that with the Xperia Play.
they try.
Did they?
The thing you gotta kind of look at is like consoles also don't really affect me anymore, right? I have firmly, and again, my fear was right. It was realized. PC will forever be my medium now. I'm never going back. There's no like I still focus on console wars just because I want Microsoft to beat Sony, but that's just out of my animosity towards Sony. But like,
what if I collect the Infinity Stones and I snap computers out of existence?
well, then it's back to Microsoft, right? And then, well, I guess everybody's just on the phone. But like, if that's the case, I'm just gonna buy an Odin.
Okay, what if I snap Android out of existence too?
Well, then who's gonna make what phone? How would anyone make a phone, or like what their phone? What
Everyone
their
will
phones
buy
run
an
on?
iPhone or create a new OS.
iPhones suck.
iPhone suck. I
Well,
probably
that's your option. I erased Android.
actually that's not the only option. There's Linux phones, Microsoft phones. You know, there's
Okay, well,
options
yeah,
out
okay,
there.
look, you have other options, but you have no more Android options.
I'm not gonna pick. I'm not. I'll never pick Apple. If there's another option, I would never pick Apple.
Would you buy a Sony phone?
Yes, I
The
actually
day
like Sony phones.
I'll choose an iPhone will be the day I'll make a Friday Night Funkin' video on my channel.
Same here.
Oh,
Same here.
wait, the only Android that is not erased is Nintendo Switch's Android, because I'm trying to get you to pick a console.
I've already stated before. I actually want Sony phones. Like I want one so bad. Their phones are really good. They are insanely good.
Wait a
Like,
minute, doesn't that run on Android?
yeah, it does.
Oh no, it was erased.
Okay, so what? So essentially, what are you trying to do here? You're trying to get me to pick something that isn't Microsoft or Sega.
Well, no, I'm trying to get you to. I'm trying to get you to pick a console that is
Casper,
not
just run.
Android
Nope.
based.
Okay, so why would everyone stop making consoles if most consoles don't run on
They're
Android?
not
Like,
stopping the. Okay, no, they're not stopping making consoles. I just said I erased Android. Okay, what phone are you picking if you don't have any Android options?
probably something Linux based, to be honest with you.
Do you know anything?
There were a couple. They all have weird names, like probably something like from Xiaomi or something. One of Xiaomi's more obscure phones.
How long do you think it would take for a new OS to come in and replace Android?
Like Linux would probably do it overnight. Like most of the developers from Android and things like that would automatically most likely shift to Linux-based phones and things like that. So it's like I don't think it would take that long. It'd be relatively quickly. It'd be relatively. But then again, you also have to realize Apple. Whenever Apple enters a market, they kind of cap themselves off in a space where it's like we will never rise past this amount of market share. They did it with phones. They did it with PCs. Because they make their stuff so overpriced and locked in this ecosystem that it pretty much means that, like, okay, 90% of phones and tablets out there run Android, right? Apple only really occupies 10% of the mobile market. 90% of people with phones, right? Most of the phones on Earth today run Android, believe it or not, right? I don't even think you have to believe it. It's a clear reality, right? Same thing with PCs. 90% of the PCs on Earth either run Windows or Linux, and like most of them run Windows, right? So it's like Apple always puts themselves in this small bubble that they can't really get out of. Again, for the only way Apple will ever truly like manage to become, a company that can compete with others in terms of like actually dominating the market that they're in is simply make their stuff underpriced, which Apple will never do, right? So Apple will never be able to.
Slayer.
Yeah.
I just had an idea. What if Apple joined the gas station market?
Overpriced. No, I don't expect Apple to join the gas station market. I do believe Apple will try to join the EV market one day, like the electric car market. I believe they will. It's only a matter of time. Like we all believe it, right? Like it's very clear they're going to do it eventually. It'll probably cost.
You think Apple will start a gas station brand?
No, they're gonna start a car brand. I guarantee you, it's coming anytime soon. But like all
I
electric.
heard they were working on a.
Yeah, they're gonna do it.
Every time a switch on-off switch breaks, you need to buy a new car.
Oh yeah, and most likely it would be like that. But no, Apple they're going to get into the EV market. My prediction is by like 2040, Apple will be like 2040, maybe 2050. Apple will be one of the.
You're cutting out, by the way, Sega Slayer.
Again? Is it still happening?
No.
Oh. I predict by like 2040, 2050, Apple will be one of the top like electric car brands because they're gonna get into the market. They're almost there. They're developing options. It'll be here soon enough.
What if Apple? What would be the most cursed thing Apple could buy?
A pizzeria.
What if Apple bought Pizza Hut from PepsiCo?
I don't know what would happen. That would be the weirdest thing. That would be the weirdest thing ever. What would Apple even do with Pizza Hut, right?
That's a good question.
Did anyone see that corn crust from Little Caesars that I thought was like really funny?
I don't know. What do you think Apple would do if they keep in mind? Let's just say, for the sake of this, PepsiCo gets to keep CC's Pizza.
CC's Pizza. I've always wanted to go to CC's. I've always like those
pretty good.
those cinnamon buns. Like I've never been. Like, not because I can't go, but like, for example, there are none here in New Jersey, so like I'd have to go to Philadelphia to go, and I've been past it. I've just never like said, hey everybody, let's stop here at CC's. I gotta do it. I gotta do it eventually, right?
You
But
should do it soon. Like they're not doing well right now.
I heard they were doing better than what. Yeah, I'll get around to it probably maybe next year. I might see if I can arrange that for like my birthday or something. But it's probably it's a little bit too late now. But I definitely want to taste it. But like what type of pizzas could Apple bring to the table, right? Like what type of pizza would you expect Apple to make?
They put apples on the pizza.
I was gonna make that joke, and I was like, no, that's a little bit too obvious.
No. Wait, apple sauce on the pizza, no tomatoes.
Okay,
Apple
okay.
sauce.
Still not
Actually-
as bad as kiwi on pizza.
Hold on, what's kiwi on? Is that like some Polish brand? I'm not like sure of.
No, I meant still better than kiwi fruit on pizza.
Oh, okay. I don't know what a kiwi fruit is.
What do you think would be better? The apple sauce, no, the eye pizza,
Listen,
or the wait, what do you think is better, an eye pizza or Hawaiian pizza?
Hawaiian. I like Hawaiian pizza. I put pineapple on my pizza pretty regularly. In fact, it's a staple
Not-
topping. I don't care what anyone says. It's a staple topping for me. It's delicious. It's like I will always put it on my pizza. It's one of my main toppings. It is delicious. I don't care. Like I've always held that stance, and I am a believer of live and let live. Right. So you know,
Yeah, my go-to toppings are mushrooms and ham.
I like putting weird stuff on. I am a sucker. I try weird stuff. Okay, I'm that guy.
Wait, so does that mean you would try the eye pizza?
I was just gonna tell you, applesauce
Thai-
actually sounds
or
like it'll
Thai
taste pretty
pod.
good as a pizza sauce. I don't get like nowadays. I don't even get tomato sauce as my pizza sauce. I don't really like. Okay, so I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this. I've never been the biggest fan of Italian food, right? I don't really like it's tomato sauce is a little too bitter for me. I'm a sucker for sweet stuff. I've always been. I have a sweet tooth. I can taste the sugar in almost anything, and if you don't have enough in there, I can probably tell you don't have enough in there, right? And so I don't like how tomato sauce is too bitter. It's like kind of like I eat it. I eat spaghetti sometimes. You know, I'd eat papyrus spaghetti any day. I eat.
You know it's inedible, right?
I'd still taste it just so I wouldn't hurt his feelings, even though like nothing can hurt his feelings somehow. He's just that strong of a character. But like,
yeah, you know, you could insult Papyrus and be like, wow.
he's one of those guys that can just find happiness out of almost anything you tell him, and I
No,
love that.
Papyrus, when you insult him, he's like, how noble. No, let me try to do the voice. How noble. You're trying to make me feel better about hurting you.
And then I
just
realized,
deserve
like,
this.
I realized halfway through that telling him you didn't eat his spaghetti is the insult option, but he still takes it as a compliment, and I felt so bad. I'm like, oh god. I realized I was being mean to him from the start. But
It's like, what a loser. Why would you insult yourself so openly like that?
Oh, that's fun. But I'm like I said, I have a sweet tooth. I am that guy. I don't like the bitterness of tomato sauce really. And so I don't get tomato sauce as my sauce anymore. I get barbecue sauce as like my pizza sauce. And most places like no, it's delicious. Really try it. Like I'm telling you. They give it as an
I had
option.
barbecue sauce on a burger once and I vomited.
Okay, I love barbecue sauce on my burger. I love barbecue sauce on my fries. But I get barbecue sauce as my sauce for pizzas nowadays. I don't get tomato sauce really anymore. If a place has the option to get barbecue sauce, I'm getting barbecue sauce. And so it's like I get, like I put onions on my pizza. I get like I'm that guy who tries weird stuff. Like I like pepperoni and peanut butter sandwiches. Like that is
Okay,
excellent.
wait. So what you're still telling me right now is that you would go to Pizza
Yes,
Hut
I would
Apple-
gladly try it. No problem. And the applesauce actually sounds like it'll be good on a pizza. Like it might be something I have to do one day. It actually sounds like
Okay, well, what else do you think Apple would do?
I honestly do not know. Like again, it's kind of like you have no reference to go off of, right? Like, I've got no
Or what
reference to go off
drinks
of.
do you think they would serve?
Apple juice
at
or apple soda. Like that's honestly the jokes I have. Like they're most likely gonna sell apple juice and apple soda, right? Like
So what is that it? Apple
well,
just
and
turned
apple
Pizza
cider as
Hut
well.
into, like, they just turned Pizza Hut into a meme.
Pretty much, like,
everything
what
is
else are
Apple.
they gonna do unless they just keep Pizza Hut like 90% the same, right? They're like, there's no scenario where they would ever buy Pizza Hut because they have no need to. Like, there would be no reason for them to ever buy Pizza Hut. But if they did, you know, they'd have Apple Pay be standard features and stuff like that.
The cursed timeline.
I mean, now I'm so determined to try that applesauce on pizza thing. Like, you really screwed me. I told you, I'm the guy. I will try whatever, right?
Okay, wait. What video game console do you think Papyrus would pick?
Papyrus seems like the Nintendo type of guy. I don't know why. Doesn't he?
Okay, what about
Sans is
Alfie?
PlayStation.
No,
Oh,
no, Sans wouldn't care about video games. He just
really? He seems like
such.
such. He seems like that's what he does care about. He's trying to run so bad.
I don't think Sans would be a gamer.
I don't know. He kind of he gives off that aura with the clothes he wears, and he just.
Sans Gaming.
I don't even think Sans is like a movie guy.
That guy really tried to run. Casper, my boy, I saved us.
Okay, wait. So Sega Slayer. What about Alfie's? What console would Alfie's play on?
Microsoft. She's a nerd. Or she'll be PC.
Or build one
Wouldn't
with
she
a
just be?
Raspberry
Yeah, that's what I was
Pi.
gonna say. She'd be PC. She'd definitely be PC. Like, I don't
Okay,
like
what
it's.
about-
Or a custom-made handheld.
Or something, yeah, she'd
Raspberry Pi
probably-
Or a trimmed Wii.
Okay, well, Undyne.
Undyne is PlayStation. Like, there's no
No,
doubt.
Undyne wouldn't. Oh no, Undyne wouldn't play video games.
I don't know. She's
She'd be like, no, she'd say like that they're for nerds or something.
yeah, but like if she's like, you don't think she'd think something like Call of Duty is insanely cool, like the wartime
Okay,
stuff.
you know what? She likes anime and she likes manga. She'd probably think that Call of Duty is sick.
Who's that? Okay, maybe I could just revive you safely.
Do you think in the underground they ever got any copies of ET from the Atari 2600?
I wonder. Like, I actually genuinely wonder what pop culture they do know and don't know. Like, do they have TVs down there? Oh yes, they do, because in the restaurant there was a
Papyrus
TV.
has one.
Oh, I
Papyrus
didn't.
has one.
Yeah, and then in the restaurant there was a TV. Yeah, they have one. They clearly have TVs. So
I mean,
TVs.
according to Metaton, there's only one celebrity in the underground.
And that's him.
And looking at, if we're to believe Metaton's ratings numbers, he gets like 8 viewers on average, and at most he got like 10,000 during his, no, 12,000 at his fight.
So that's what kind of makes me believe. It's like they're.
Also, wow, there must not be that many people in the underground.
That's what I was saying earlier. I'm like, there is not that many people in the underground whatsoever.
Like, he got 12,000 viewers.
And then also, like, again, don't forget the monsters and humans went to war. It's very likely a majority of the monster population kind of got wiped out, and the rest just kind of fled underground. You know, it's similar to something like never
Also,
mind.
wait, what do you think? Okay, the real question: how did the manga survive going down the waterfall into the dump?
Well, I mean, a book. I mean, if you put a book in water and you just let it float and you don't touch it, like, and you don't like, if nothing obstructs it, it can, and you take it out softly, you can let it dry and it'll probably still be good.
No, but it fell down a waterfall. Like,
I know,
that
but,
thing was
like-
getting torn.
Yeah, you know, I don't actually. Well, you know, maybe probably just like remnants of it survived. Oh, I have this key card, Casper. We can go open the safe. if
Okay,
you
what
want
do you think
Yeah, let's
Asgore
see.
would play video? What do you think Asgore would play video games?
Definitely, he's Lord
Okay,
Fluffy
you know what
Buns.
I
He's a
think
softie.
you know what I think Papyrus would do?
What?
Papyrus would be Nintendo and Sony. He wouldn't even like Sony all that much, but he would have a PlayStation just because Undyne has one.
Like, I only think Undyne would have one solely because of stuff like Call of Duty. Like, she would be swayed by that, right? Like, you can't tell me she wouldn't think, oh, cool, all these guns and actions and all that.
No,
Wait.
yeah, that's what I think would happen. I think Papyrus would only have a PlayStation because Undyne has one, but he'd like, plan a Switch.
Okay, now I'm telling you right now, Asgore, because he is such a softie, he will for sure be Nintendo. Like, there's no questioning it, right? Like, he's too nice.
So what would Asgore play on?
I just said Nintendo. He has to. Oh, sorry. Did you want that, Casper? He would by far be the Nintendo guy, right? Like, he's too
Do
nice.
you want one slurp juice?
No, I don't.
Can
want
we
that.
agree? Can we agree that Monster Kid would have no console because he has no hands?
Yeah, I feel so bad for him. Casper, we gotta go, man.
What about
Hop
who
in there.
else? Who else is
Perfect.
there? Well, what console would Toriel play on?
What she? Oh, hold on. There's people in this house. Um, what she play on a console?
She'd probably not play on a console, to be honest. Neither would Asgore. But if she did,
Asgore does seem like he would to me, but I don't like Toriel. I don't think she would. I need help, Casper. Where are you at?
Why do you think Asgore would be a hero?
Cause he's so nice, and it's like it would be fun to him, you know.
You're right. Also,
He has like he has a more child type personality. Like Toriel seems, she she seems more responsible than he does, right? In terms of like a mindset. Like he understands what he has to do to save his people, but like he still seems like he's more irresponsible than she is.
Do you think Asgore would run like an Animal Crossing server or something?
Yeah, see, that's the type of stuff he would play. That's why I assume he would be a Nintendo fan. Like he would. I love Animal Crossing. I don't know if I ever talked about that. I love Animal Crossing. I am a big, like, Animal Crossing guy. ACNL, man. I still play ACNL to this day, or Animal Crossing New Leaf, if you didn't get it. But he would definitely be into stuff like Animal Crossing and stuff like that, and potentially like Minecraft maybe. So it's like he would definitely be that Nintendo guy. He's too soft not to play anything hardcore, but he also looks like he would enjoy video games. They would be a fun time to him.
He'd theoretically play Minecraft on peaceful.
Yeah, that's see, that's exactly what he would do. That's exactly the type of thing he would do. He'd play.
Okay, then, so Asgore would play Minecraft on peaceful, and then Toriel would go and genocide everything because she thinks it's the more it's the better route. You know, avoid peace by killing everyone.
There's some guy over there, Casper.
Yeah, I see him.
Who's playing Fortnite? Like which one?
Do you think Undyne would
I got
play
sniped.
Fortnite?
Potentially, probably. Like think about it. It's like an open war game to her.
I think Alphys would definitely play it, and I think Papyrus might.
Oh no. I know. Yeah, Undyne would definitely play Fortnite because to her it'd be like a live war game type scenario. I gotta kill this guy. No, I wanted to kill that guy so the guy on the mountain could die. I'm so upset. Yeah, that's how I think the meta of game playing would go. Actually, you know, maybe what's his name? Monster Kid. Maybe Monster Kid would have something like an Oculus. You know what I'm saying?
What about Flowey?
Again, he'd be just like Monster Kid, where he'd have something like an.
He'd have something like a what?
Play GTA 5.
Huh? What'd you say? What'd you say, Casper?
He said that
I said
Flowey would
probably play GTA 5.
He probably would, but like Flowey is another one who would use a VR headset, because the thing is with the VR headsets, you can lots of them you have eye functionality to where you can just move your eyes and you can interact with stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
Oh, so you think Flowey would be a meta gamer?
Yeah, I think so would Monster Kid. I think they both would without hands. It's actually pretty interesting. Would anyone be like a handheld nerd though?
What about Mettaton?
Mettaton just gets to be the handheld nerd because I can't come up with anything else for him to be, right?
Like, I don't know, are you sure? Wouldn't Papyrus technically be the handheld nerd since he's like the Nintendo guy and you know they have the Switch to 3DS?
Oh, I guess yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. He probably also would run around with a bunch of handhelds. Dude, these characters are so memorable and good. It's like I don't know how you can make like characters that like great. Like okay, like I said, Undertale is probably like the second game in my lifetime to ever truly make me like fully like, okay, no, that's not true. There are tons of games that have truly made me attached to characters, but like no other game other than like Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity has truly invested me in a world that. No, I think that argument is also. I'm really trying to give Undertale something.
I don't think Napster Blue would play video games, and if he did,
he likes music, so you know he'd probably have something like an iPod or something. That's what he likes. You know, he likes.
I think he'd be a PC guy though, right?
Oh yeah. He already has a. Actually, wait a second. Wouldn't him and Papyrus both be PC guys since they both have computers?
Think they both what?
Wouldn't they both be PC guys since they both have computers?
Well,
Like,
Papyrus
already?
has a computer, but I don't think he'd game on it though. I think he'd still like what Nintendo has, and he'd still have a PlayStation.
Also, wait a
with
second.
him.
How do they have the internet?
They have their own They have their own system that's separate from the worldwide one.
So if they have good, this is my point. There is literally no reason for them to want to leave the cavern. You got everything you need down there. I'm just saying, it's like it's pretty chill. I'm just saying, like it is relatively pretty chill. Like,
I don't think Buffett would play video games.
oh, obviously now she's a spider.
So I think Buffett and Sans just are the non-gamers. They
Sans
don't
is the one
play.
I find so hard to believe. He just looks like, I don't know, maybe it's his style, like the way he has his hands in his pockets, the jacket he
Sans would
wears.
be too
just looks
lazy
so...
to get into anything. He just want to sleep or sit around and make puns.
Yeah, you're right. His puns are good though. Like they are really good. But Papyrus is really
Papyrus
good
has
too.
some pretty good puns.
I think his was even better than Turiel has some really good
Papyrus
ones as
makes
well.
over double the puns that Sans does in the game.
Yeah, I know. That laugh is so
There's
good.
a weird.
I love it so much. Like it's so good.
There's a weird misconception in the fandom that Papyrus hates puns, even though in his first scene he makes a pun.
You should check
Well,
your stream length.
Why? Yeah, it's 3 hours long. By the way, is anyone else weirded out by like the severe lack of Midnight being here? Like it's so strange because he's always here. Like he's always here. So for him not to be here, it just feels weird.
I don't know, how does it feel when I'm not here?
Yeah, it is indeed weird.
Well, I'm kind of used to you not being here.
You're used to me not being here?
That's a joke. It's a joke about you not watching any of my videos. You
Oh.
But like, I don't know. It's just like, and then also Midnight has not got back to me about animating Jerry and Frankie because I gave him all the stuff and then he just like kind of did. So that's weird.
Oh, I have the ultimate one. What video game system do you think Ice Cap would play?
Oh man, I automatically loved Ice Cap. He might have been my favorite just because of his name. I don't.
Is it just because of his name?
Yeah, it's just because of his name. Like I just.
Okay. Well, what system would Ice Cap play on?
Sega Genesis. I'm joking. I honestly do not know.
You know when you said that you needed a retro gamer?
Yeah, I do. We do need a retro game.
Ice Cap could be the retro gamer.
What?
Ice Cap. He's got the name.
No, not you. I'm talking to Marshall. What?
Oh.
Go to the old map.
What old map?
The first map.
And where?
In the game.
In Fortnite?
Yes.
There's an old map?
You
Huh?
know about Unreal Engine Creator 2.0?
Yeah, I did. Unreal.
The original map is what everybody's playing right now.
Really?
Yes.
You can go back to it. Casper, leave this game. Wait, leave this game. Leave this game. Just leave it. No one cares if we die. No one cares if we die. He just said you can go back to the original map on Fortnite, and I have to see it.
Everybody playing.
We gotta see it.
Typical gamer just started playing right now. The OG map.
But
For real?
yeah, for real. Apparently you can do that. We gotta see that. We have to. We gotta see that.
Go to the number one creator.
What you say? Okay. Okay. We gotta see if this is real. We gotta check this out. But did we say Ice Cap would be the retro gamer, right? Yeah, he could be the Sega Genesis
Yeah,
guy.
Ice.
What if he just constantly?
Yeah,
what if he just constantly plays Ice Cap in Sonic 3 forever, just because he gets an ego boost because it's his name, you know?
Did you know that if you steal his hat, he just becomes ice?
You can steal his hat? No, I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to load.
Yeah, if you steal his hat, his name goes from Ice Cap to Ice.
I didn't know you can take his hat. His hat is so nice.
Also, if you steal his hat, you can then make him feel better about his own identity without his hat.
Yeah, he's clearly insecure, right? His hat is what
Or you
gives him
might give
purpose.
him a hard time.
Hard time. I love that song, dude. Thank you again, Casper, for that. Like, I really
No,
never.
yeah. So if you ignore Ice Cap and his hat, you can then distract him enough so you can steal it. And once you steal it, You can spare him and leave him depressed, or you can cheer him up and make him feel better about
I
his
did
identity.
steal his hat. I did steal his hat. Hold on, I'm going to the
Did
thing
you
right
cheer
now.
him up?
Oh no, no, I didn't steal his hat. I mean, I did ignore him a bunch, but I never got to the point of stealing his hat. You can tell me the code now. I'm talking to Martian.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
Has Martian ever played
Hold on.
Undertale?
Hold on, 1 second. What'd you say?
2179.
2 1. Wait, it's not. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? Hold on. My key, it's being dumb. What the heck? I'm trying to enter in the code for this old map, but like it's being stupid. Why can't I do it? Like, what the heck are you doing? It's not. I'm serious. Like, if
Is it
you,
even on?
yeah, my keyboard is on. It's fully.
Maybe he lied to you.
He didn't lie to me. You can enter in the code. I know you can't. No, it's not that it's not working. It's that like it's not letting me enter in the code in the island thing. Okay, wait. Can you do it, Casper? Go to this this console right here and see if you can enter in a code. Does it allow you?
Okay, I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Okay, now I can.
Okay, do you see where it allows you to enter in a code with your keyboard?
Yeah, enter the island
Okay,
code.
it doesn't matter because I'm gonna give it to Casper anyway. So just tell me what the code is and I'll give it to him.
2179.
Okay, 2179. What's the rest of it?
I can't input it.
It's not working for you either?
How many times I tell you just go to
No.
the main menu?
Okay, I'll go back to the main menu. Okay, let's go back to the lobby, Casper. He says you can do it from the lobby. No, I don't think Martian does like Undertale. Do you like Undertale? He doesn't like Undertale. Oh, custom
Has
key.
he ever played it?
No, he's never played it. Give me, what was it?
Oh, I played it.
2179? 2179 7822
What about the Arbiter?
3395. I've never asked him. I'm gonna have to ask him. Okay.
What about your own mother?
Definitely no. I don't see it. I entered it in. I want to like you
Go
was
over.
where?
RB.
Oh, you were supposed to do that here. I entered in custom key. Okay, you said 2179 7822 3395. Oh yeah, look, he's telling the truth, Casper. Okay, this is cool, but
Oh, there it is.
Okay, no, we're gonna do a public game. You want to do a public or private game? It's up to you. Okay, but do you build?
Yeah.
Okay, we're dead.
That's what everybody was talking about over here. It feels so OG, right?
Uh-huh.
The problem is, back then people didn't know how to play the darn game.
Yeah, the
Unlike
thing
they
is,
do
I don't
now.
know. I have to ask the Arbiter if he likes Undertale. I don't think he does though. But I'm definitely for real an Undertale fan. And once you're done with your playthrough, I'll probably live stream it at some point down the line. When you're done with all 3 of them, I'll probably play it.
Who is the worst character in Undertale in your opinion?
I don't know. I didn't really hate anyone. Like no one truly made me hate them.
Not even Jerry?
Who is Jerry? I keep forgetting who Jerry is, and I keep thinking you're making jokes about my own little cartoon thing, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, how do you not know who Jerry is?
I probably do, but I'm just not thinking. Why is this not working? It says you can't use custom matchmaking for this game mode. Okay, so I tried to use public matchmaking and it didn't work. Who is Jerry? I'm 100% confused.
Okay, look, I'm gonna send you pictures of Jerry, okay? I'm gonna send you the official artwork from the tarot cards, and I'm gonna send you a sprite.
What the heck?
Okay.
Party failed to connect.
Well, you
Player
don't-
party.
You don't know what tarot cards are?
No, I know what tarot cards are. Casper, did you ready up before I did?
No, I think you were ready.
It says we are
before
both
me.
ready for some reason, but like.
Okay, I unreadied myself.
Okay, hold on. Here's one right here that says Classic Royale. Let's do this one. You can ready up. Oh, Filmy is today's birthday. By the way, MLT, I didn't ask you about your thoughts on Sonic Mania. I meant Sonic Origins Plus. We've already talked about it, but like, I never saw that monster. You don't care, really?
Why would I?
I've already made up in my mind. Like if
I've have I said it before here? A rush
Again,
game
matchmaking
that
there.
like a good game will be a delayed game will eventually be good, but a rushed game will be bad forever.
Well, we've all heard that expression before. Hold on, I'm gonna re-invite you, Casper, because
I know we've all heard that expression before, but I take it to heart. If something is released and it sucks, then I don't.
Well,
care
I think
if
the
it's
only reason.
later.
Well, no.
It could've been
Here's the
good on
thing.
release.
The only thing that really sucked about Origins again was its price, right? For me, at
Do you
least,
really
for
think
me,
12 Game Gear games are gonna be worth an extra $10?
yes. Yeah, actually, yes. That was my main problem. Was that there was nothing like, and plus you get a playable Amy, so that's pretty cool and original.
Dude,
I think
it's $50. Dude, it's like okay, Origins is like $40 when it released. That's like $50.
if the price goes up, then it's not worth it. If the price doesn't change though, I feel it's
the
worth it.
website said it was $10 DLC.
Oh, it's gonna be DLC.
Yeah.
Oh, I was under the impression that they were just gonna release a whole new game. I didn't know. Okay.
No man, dude, it's a $50 for 13.
Oh yeah. Oh heck no. Oh yeah. Well,
Gear.
thank you for telling me. I honestly do not care anymore. Screw it. I'm not gonna buy it. It's garbage. It's worthless.
Yeah, dude, $50 for 12 Game Gear games.
Sega Slayer
and
complains
worse
coming soon.
versions of games that we already have on mobile. The only thing worthwhile in there is a remake of Sonic 3. That's it.
Well, and of course, I think the playable Amy is really kind
And
of cool.
even the remake of Sonic 3 and Knuckles is broken.
Even that, like Stealth and their team could have done better with more time.
The entire thing was just stupid. But I was under your impression they were gonna release just like a new copy of the game. Completely.
Like, there's no speed cap in Sonic 3.
The ice cap. Yeah, I know. It's so.
I mean, speed capping.
Oh, you said speed cap. Oh, I thought you said ice cap. I'm like, everything about like Origins was just a bust. And like I said, and now had they
For
had
example,
released,
in a Marble Garden Zone in the original, you'd run down a hill and then fly off and reach the electric shield. In Origins, you go too fast and then you crash into the wall above.
it's so stupid.
Oh, and Sonic 2, something else in there in Sonic 2, they made, you know in Casino Night Zone, how you can get to the top if you, like, go in the loops and make it up? Yeah, you can't do that in the Origins port.
Okay, you know what? Origins review coming next week. I'm pirating the game. I'm not even afraid to admit it. Oh no, I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking.
Shouldn't you wait until Plus comes out?
No, because I'll just make another pirated video on that. Like, I don't care at this point. I'm not afraid to admit it. I don't care. Screw you, Sega.
Did you look at the DMs, by the way?
Yeah, I did. Like I said, I never seen that monster. Where was he at? Where did I?
He's at Snowden Town.
I promise you, I never got him. I promise you, I never got him. Even though the genocide run, I didn't get him. Is he rare?
No, yeah, okay. No, you know what he does? His defense is like 50, and also what he does, he picks his nose and wipes it on you. He complains about the internet. He does literally nothing in his attacks, and his attacks stall for like 10 minutes. No, for like 10 seconds to waste your time.
Okay, where is he? Do you have to look for him, or
he's
can
in
he...
Snowden Town?
No, I know, but like, is he a random encounter, or do you have to look for him?
Yeah, he's a random encounter.
I promise you.
He appears with Snowdrake and Ice Cap.
I promise you, I never once got him. Now I'm like 100% confused as to if I have a different version of the game or something where he didn't exist yet.
I don't know. Like, the only time I've never encountered him was in my Let's Play. I've encountered him every other time.
Like, I promise you, throughout all 3 of my encounters, I never encountered him. That's what I'm saying. So, like, is he just, like, maybe a rare thing? And it's like, maybe you just got lucky a bunch of times?
And I'm just unlucky. Yeah, maybe he's rare. And
I mean, because even just based off his description, he sounds pretty rare. Like, where are we dropping?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
you
but
can
this guy
choose
here,
where you
he's a
want to drop?
total. No, yeah, but Jerry, he's a completely worthless douchebag.
No, you can actually.
Okay, so where are we dropping?
This is like really the old map. I'm landing at Greasy Grove right now. What? This is strange. It's like, but like, it kind of looks like it, but it's also kind of like not as cool looking. Like you can tell, like you can tell it's fan made, right? Like it doesn't have that flush factories over there. Really? It doesn't look like it. Enjoy the season 1 map. When am I gonna drop? This map is kind of. Finally, it's letting me fall. Okay, I'm landing at where am I? Oh, I'm at Loot Lake. This is Loot Lake. It looks strange. It's like nothing looks right, but it's like it's all here, if that makes sense. Like it's all weirdly. It's weird. It is so.
I'm at Salty Springs.
Salty Springs, like, oh, dude, I haven't been to Salty Springs in so
So,
long.
you know, Jerry sucks and he likes trash, so he'd probably be a Sega fan. What do you think, Sega Slayer?
Really?
And I'm dead.
Wow.
Okay, look, man.
There's a default hiding here.
Alright, man. Look, the joke, it was obvious. It would have been a waste to not go for
Why
it.
do I let you into these streams, really? I'm gonna start barring you from streams, dude.
Who's your favorite Diary of a Wimpy Kid character?
That's a tough one. It's probably just Greg, though. I mean, that's a boring
Gregory?
answer, but, like, yeah, it's probably just Greg. I'm not gonna say Fredley, because he had that one booger thing, and that, like, really grossed me out. Like, it made me physically sick to my stomach, so not him.
What about Bryce Anderson?
Forgot all about him. Rowley, he's cool. I guess maybe him.
What about Shirag Gupta?
Expect you to say that to me.
Do you even know? Do you remember Shirag?
Yes.
What was he memorable for?
The cheese touch, right?
No, he was the invisible Shirag joke.
Oh yeah. No. But I remember the most thing for me. Like I remember the cheese touch thing more than anything. But like he was never there. That was so funny. So mean and yet so funny at the same time. You know, I think.
Did you, when you talked to Napska Blue, did you realize that Azrael never absorbed his soul?
No, actually, I did not realize that.
No, yep, Napska Blue said that while he was sleeping, he saw weird rainbow colors outside.
Look at him probably in the stream right now. Oh yeah, he did say
Right
that.
now?
Yeah, I'm probably not in the stream.
Oh, okay. Well, give one Napska Blue fact before you end it.
He likes socks.
Okay, well, you want to know what my Napska Blue fact is? His cousin is Metaton.
Oh, that's just amazing. I'm ending it right there on that. I'm ending it
Wait,
on that. I'm ending it on that. I can't even say anything extra. I gotta end it.